Hello. I like how we started that just with you gulping. Just gloop, gloop, glump.
I didn't mean to take that big of a sip.
How's it going, everyone?
Dev, why didn't you just...
What?
What are you doing?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. Dude, what a fucking... I'm exhausted. I'm actually just like, eh.
That's what you get for staying up so late.
You went to bed after me.
Oh, ow. Hit me.
You deserve it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Also, why did you have this set up for 10:30?
I meant to set it for 11:30, didn't it? Wasn't it 11:30? Oh, shit. Oh, well.
Wow.
Hi, everyone. What's going on?
Hey.
Welcome to the weekly sip. Looks like I'm using the same thumbnail as last week, but I'm not because I didn't read the article that last week's thumbnail was for.
Good job.
So it's on this week this time.
You're an idiot.
I hear people are about to engage in children's card games. Yu-Gi-Oh!
Pokemon!
Got
Gotta catch
right.
'em all!
That was like more of a video game than a card. Well, it was a card game, I guess. Yeah.
It's also a card
game. Yeah. But the video game is more popular than the
It's
card
also
game.
a card game.
The video games are more than the card game.
There's literally Pokemon cards that are worth thousands of dollars.
Noomer just subbed. Thanks, man. Guys, I just returned from a parallel universe where Dev released Why Kamala Lost video. It was a banger. Shame you couldn't be there. Sorry. And Rana. Hope the peg said, fuck you. Okay. Deb, you see the White House that went down, the shit show went down on Friday at the White House? Yeah.
Listen,
so
I heard
stupid.
about it and I was just like, nope, I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah. God, America's like on fire right now. It's so funny.
It's not that funny.
It's pretty funny, I think. I'm here to laugh at it.
Listen, I don't enjoy when any country's on fire. So I'm nicer than you
What
are.
about Nazi Germany? Come on, Naomi, be pro-Nazi. Come on, it's pro-Nazi right now on the stream. Do it.
That's different.
Oh, is it? Is it different? Hey, Big Dro, what's up? DC is falling. I love it. The wildfires in California have subsided.
Are we all happy that Doug Ford got voted back in again? Because I'm not. No.
It was obvious, to be honest. It was obvious.
It's just disappointing.
Are you saying that Hassan was correct when he said my country is on fire in the largest YouTube anime podcast? I mean, yeah, but Hassan's part of the fucking problem. Like, Hassan is so stupid. He was out there, like, simping for fucking Russia this whole fucking time, and now he's like, oh, you caused this, you fucking retard.
Don't call it the Yee salute, goddammit.
Doug Ford is the premier of Ontario. Like, you know how you have state governors? We have premiers for provinces. And Doug Ford has won another re-election. Like, all the lefties in Ontario fucking hate Doug Ford. But
that's because he's trying to privatize everything like an idiot.
But he keeps being popular. He keeps being re-elected.
It's only because there's like a 50% voter turnout.
What are you doing over there?
Less than 50%.
What are you doing?
I'm grabbing pillows.
You're lucky your mic cord is that long.
Yeah, I knew it was that long. That's why I can do this. God, you're so mean to me literally all the time.
Base privatization. Privatization is only based sometimes. Doug Ford is based. Hail the Ford dynasty. R.I.P. Rob. Thanks, Mr. Bruh. Can we have 2 hours of arguing being chat, 1 hour of actual content being made on the Name Loops for brand new. Fuck off, Festiva. Listen, the arguing is the content. Fuck you. That's what you're here for. Honestly, like, the articles have become kind of like, so here's the thing. I started the weekly sip to basically be
just reading articles.
A dumping ground for articles that would not fit into a main video, but I still wanted to talk about. And then it gradually became like a variety community show where I talked about all things happening in my community. Then I destroyed my community, so a lot of the community stuff went away, and now it's just arguing.
Yep. So now it's just a weekly hangout sesh.
Pretty much, yeah. Terrace, thanks for the $5, man. Dev, you hear this? When JD Vance considering endangering the U.S.-UK extradition treaty in order to protect the Tates.
No.
That would be so
Tates are
fucking
not
stupid.
worth it.
That'd be
Good
so bad.
God.
Dude, that would be hilarious. Okay, we gotta protect Andrew Tate, dudes. It's so dumb, dude. There's so many fucking stupid things that America's doing right now. It's hilarious.
No, this is unfortunate. Is there a way to move the chat to that screen?
Yeah, why?
Can you do it easily?
What, you wanted this fucking toadstool here?
Yeah, I do. You want it too, because you're using it, so shut the fuck up.
Oh, there you go.
Fucking asshole. Jesus. So mean to me. All the time. I hate you. So how do you deal with the demographic explosion as a centrist?
As a centrist, I mean,
No,
the main reason
centrist.
people aren't having kids is because it's too expensive to have kids. It's an economic problem. Okay, back when Blonde was still floating around, I argued with him over this, and he was just dead fucking wrong. All right.
Oh wait, we got 3 subs. Thanks, guys.
Those are thank you. Those are just YouTube subs, not like Twitch subs. But thank you.
That's fine.
They don't cost money.
Say
That's what I mean
thank
to
you
say.
to the subs. I love you more than Dev.
Thank you for the subs. I just heard of San Francisco Airport. I'm all this retarded bullshit. I'm gonna miss my flight. Hey, Jordan Rogers. I get the joke. Fuck you. Because San Francisco Airport is the call sign is SFO. I understand. Yeah. So here's the thing, right? When I was arguing with Blonde over this, he said very clearly, like, people aren't having kids because it's economics, right? They can't get good jobs. They can't buy houses. Everything costs too much. Price of food is up. Wages are down. People can't afford to have kids. Okay, fair enough. And then I was like, okay, how about women though? He's like, well, women are all whores and they don't commit and they can't fucking they won't get married. And I'm like, hold on, isn't it also economic for them? No, it's not. No. And I was like, okay, dude. All right. This is the dumbest fucking take.
My take on Andrew Tate will remain that mainstream society abandoned young men and should stop being surprised that they're listening to the only person out there talking to them. I agree, 100%. It's so dumb.
Yes.
The fact that, like, all the fucking man-hating that was popular when I was in high school became, like, so fucking mainstream is actually crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, if you hate a certain demographic, they're gonna fucking radicalize themselves, you idiots. Fuck.
Dude, there are so many people out there who are just like, I saw a take today of a woman who was like, yeah, so if you're a man, you get abused. It's not misandry because misandry can't actually exist. It's not possible to actually hate men because men have power. However, if you're abused, it's just actually a form of misogyny. And in fact, feminism can solve this. And in fact, you're actually just part of the problem because you're a man. And like all this shit. And I was like, okay, it's been like 10 years since that, like, more like 12 years since that stuff took off online, and you're still here peddling it, and you're wondering why, whether correct or incorrect, doesn't matter. You give men two options. One point of view where you're considered to be evil and misogynist and the causer of all the world problems, and the second point of view where they're willing to, like, listen to you and talk about your issues and understand that they are you do actually have issues and they are men's issues. They're different from men's issues. You have your own problems because you face different things in life, and like they're actually willing to hear you out, even if that second group is full of just manipulators and pieces of shit like Andrew Tate. Your average guy is going to go with them, because they're at least being heard. And people, it sounds like it's manipulative. It's really manipulative, actually. But people will take being heard and nothing changing over not being heard and being vilified.
Yeah. Don't vilify groups of people. Like, unless they, like, you know, deserve to be vilified, which, unfortunately, a lot of people seem to think that men do. They don't. It's dumb.
Yep.
$10 from Moist Loaf.
Moist Loaf.
Wonderful name. A Danish company just refused to provide auxiliary fuel to an American nuclear submarine because of that peace talk shit show. I'm happy we're siding with Europe on this. Keep up the good work.
Good work. Wasn't that Norway, though?
$10.
Thank you for the $10. I think it was Norway, though, because I talked to Arch about that last night on the Archcast, and I think it was Norway doing that. Yeah. But still, though, yeah.
No, I understood, Trash Panda. You're good. Don't worry about it.
My bad. Yeah, no problem. It was a Norwegian fuel company. I'm even have the article in the article pile today.
Oh.
It was a Norwegian fuel company who was basically saying, like, shit like, listen, we're not going to refuel any U.S. Navy vessel anymore because we object to what Trump is doing. And everyone's like, oh my God, you're woke, virtue signaling. Everyone's like, hold on, there's a private company, they can do what they want. Just like how, when like Elon Musk is currently banning people off fucking Twitter for nothing. It's like, yeah, private company, you can do what you want.
Insane.
You convinced me to watch Welcome to the NHK. Did you enjoy it?
What's NHK?
Well, NHK is a Japanese broadcaster. And Welcome to the NHK is an anime.
Okay.
And it's pretty much the quintessential, like, incel anime. And Dave and I did a review of it way back in the day on the anime reviews. This would have been like 2010 or some shit. But it was a good show, actually, Welcome to the NHK. It's actually a really good show.
Okay. Mom said that there are Canadians that say they're boycotting U.S. goods to help us, which is so dumb. Your mom's wrong. Canadians are boycotting U.S. goods because the Canadians hate the U.S. right now. It is a revenge boycott. 100,000%.
Can't have ye peas? What are ye peas?
Is Norway a NATO member?
I don't think so.
Yippee! The biggest advantage Twitch has over YouTube right now. Yep.
But anyway, yeah. What's interesting, right, is like, okay, here. I'm sure, chat, you know that when it comes to Ukraine versus Russia, I am pro-Ukraine. Obviously. Russia attacked Ukraine. They're the aggressor. If it were a moral and just world, they would be pushed out. And we would give them as much support as it is required to make that happen.
You give Ukraine as much support?
Yeah, Ukraine as much support as required to make that happen. That's not going to happen. Because that is not the practical reality on the ground anymore. And also because basically our leaders are both spineless and demoralized. And they're not willing to actually stand up for what is good and right and just.
Why would anyone actually agree with Russia? Because I don't even remember. I think it was because Russia used to own Ukraine, and then Ukraine broke away in a bad way. And so people don't like that, so people think that Ukraine should go back to Russia, and that Russia actually owns Ukraine, like how China owns Taiwan. Yeah. Except they don't.
So here's the thing, all right? People are saying Europe has next to zero military. So that's only partially correct, okay? Wait, hold on, $10. Even though I can think about people radicalized, I think people doesn't check. I'm gonna cheat on my dad. I'm gonna do some stepmom. I'm 75, I'm still a virgin, and I'm not radical. Yeah, fair enough, dude. Congrats for getting out of that, though.
Some people aren't strong enough to keep themselves from getting radicalized.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Which is okay.
So here's the thing, right? One, the idea that Europe can't handle this themselves is not true. That's stupid. Poland, for the past 10 years, ever since the invasion of Crimea in 2014, Poland's built up a pretty substantial, like, military. They're like, you know what? We got to fucking get on this shit. So they started building it up. France has basically been completely independent in terms of their own source of military, like their own arms and tanks and missiles. They didn't go the rest like the way that the UK did or the way that Germany did or whatever. They didn't just like buy old American stuff. The French consistently, since before World War II, has been like, you know what, we're just going to make our own stuff for our own national security, and they've been doing that this entire time. And the French actually have like their own military standards. They have their own tanks. They have their own jets. They have their own everything. So at this point. Now that Europe is realizing like JD Vance went over and basically threw a bucket of cold water into the faces of Europe, and everyone's like, yeah, it's base, dude, yeah, and the Americans are pulling out of Europe, okay, yeah. However, that does not mean that the Europeans are just going to like roll over for Russia or beg America for help. They're going to arm up like they have in the past. They have several times, in fact. When push comes to the Europeans, they enjoy their social programs and they enjoy their universal health care and their high standard of living. But like European countries are technologically advanced. They're strong economies. if necessary, they can arm up, and they will arm up. They're not just going to be like, oh, we'll just do whatever Russia or America says. Oh, no, they're going to arm up, and in fact, they're going to in fact become their own power block. I think in the wake of this. Arming up requires money in a working state. Both is gone. No, they're not. Like that you're just wrong on that. Yeah. So here's the really interesting thing, right? America is withdrawing from the world. They've just they're not giving any more. They're not giving any more money to Ukraine. Okay. U.S. aid is gone. No more aid going to all these countries. It's all gone. Okay. America's pulling back from Ukraine, pulling back from Eastern Europe, bringing the troops home, maybe leaving NATO. All this stuff, all of this, America turning inward. Okay. And for some reason, the Americans still think they're going to hold some sort of sway over Europe. And it's like hold on, you're fucking delusional. Like, you're actually retarded. Because, like, all of the mechanisms by which you can influence Europe, you're destroying them. You're actively destroying them. And you still think the Europeans are going to do what you want? Like, no. In fact, what will happen is the dust will settle, and Europe will either be controlled by Russia, which will be bad, or Europe will be its own power block, independent from the States. And then when America's like, hey, Europe, can you do this or cooperate on this? Or Europe's going to be like, no. We're not allies. We'll do what we want. It's like, oh, well shit, dude, okay.
All right, so we got a super chat for 50.
I think those are Kronos, yeah. Hate is disproportionately liked by minorities. Sargon's old white N-words comment was so spot on.
What? I need more context on that comment.
Sargon was like debating some like white supremacists at one point.
Gross, okay.
And they were freaking out in the chat, and so he called them a bunch of white N-words.
Why?
Because he basically said that they were acting the same way as like the lower class black people that they hate.
Oh, okay. Fun times.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty funny. And then $5. Thank you. Trump begged Europe to double their defense spending before Russia invaded Ukraine during his first term. They refused. No, I understand. Yeah. And in fact, that was a mistake on Europe's part. They should have done it. They should have, in fact, been contributing their 2% to NATO. They should have been doing that. But you know what? Now they will. This idea that Europe's just going to be begging Trump, just save us. No, they won't. They'll arm up. It's gonna happen.
Handlebar, you think Dev looks like Steven Universe in that? You should see him with his hair grown out.
Oh my God.
Well, listen, you do. It's not my fault Steven Universe has like a curly afro like you do. Not like super curly, but like bouncy.
I think my hair might be going too gray for that now at this point, though.
To look like Steven Universe? Yeah, considering he was a child.
Yeah, the gray is finally starting to come in.
Yeah.
This past year has been a fair bit of gray. Yeah.
That's what happens. Before you hit 40, you just turn immediately gray.
It's gone really fast. I'm surprised how fast it's gone.
Well, listen, that's actually a thing that happens. Like, if you're gonna go gray, it just, like, pretty much fully happens when you hit 40. Like, if you're not gonna go fully gray when you hit 40, it's gonna happen when you hit like 70. Or they're all just dyeing their hair.
Not dyeing their hair.
But yeah, it happens really fast, like right before you hit 40. I've noticed that for a lot of people. Anecdotal evidence, Chad.
It's really funny. It's really funny that I spent my entire 20s and 30s just not aging. Mm-hmm. And the past year, I'm like, oh, my hair's really going gray. Yep. Like it's really quickly doing it. Like boom. Like holy shit.
Are you gonna start dyeing your hair? Or are you just gonna be on au naturel?
I'll probably just go natural. I don't think I care that much.
Oh, okay. Listen, no one will judge you if you do dye your hair. It's okay.
I think you might.
I won't. I don't care. Listen, I like salt and pepper. I like people with dyed hair. Listen, I'm the one who loves people with multicolored, crazy neon hair colors, okay? You're the one who cares about that. Don't fucking sit here and say, Naomi's gonna judge me because I dye my hair a natural color. Oh. Fuck you.
$5. There was a report that Canada needs to get closer to the UK and Europe, and this American makes us say that means the US has to go to war with Canada. Yeah, it's because the right-wingers are stupid. They're like, oh, no more wars. We're going to go to war with Canada, though. America should turn inward and not into the countries. Oh, Canada, you can't leave. Oh, dude, the Americans are so dumb right now. What should happen? It's not going to happen if the Liberals win the next election, but if the Conservatives win, it'll probably happen. There's a pipeline that was planned to basically, rather than send oil south to the United States, it sends oil east so that it can be shipped out of Quebec to Europe. And the idea will be that Canada will start sending its oil to Europe rather than Europe getting its oil from Russia.
Yeah.
I love how anyone outside of the U.S. suddenly forgets 50 years of business negotiations that Trump has. Strange, eh? I haven't forgotten. I just know that he's still bad at it, despite having 50 years under his belt.
I mean, how many bankruptcies did he go through? 2, 3?
Oh yeah, it's been a few. Yeah.
Listen, no matter what else you can say about Trump and like the success of his businesses or whatever, it's a bad look if like you tout yourself as a successful businessman while going bankrupt as said successful businessman.
Yeah.
Like I'm 90% sure that's what happened, right? Because like he didn't go bankrupt before he became successful. He became bankrupt after he became successful, which is where the bad look is. If I'm wrong, correct me, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
See, look, Europe will wag their fingers, act all superior, and still do nothing. No, you're wrong. You're just wrong on that. Like, listen, when Russia starts beating down Europe's door, you think the Europeans aren't going to arm up? Like, you're just delusional. Like, they've done it in the past, they'll do it again. Like, I don't know, man.
Like, isn't World War II a pretty intense example of that?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, didn't America not join until pretty late in World War II?
Like halfway in.
Yeah, like that's not to say anything bad about America. I'm just saying,
fuck them.
like you know.
Based.
Anyway, I'm just saying that like Europe was holding its own for a while. I know, and I think Canada joined before America did, right? Or did we join after? I don't remember.
No, before. Yep. Yeah. Alan, thanks for joining the $5 club, and then Aaron. I don't blame Canada. The pipeline deal is a good idea to curb Russian dependency. Wish America came out with it.
I've actually heard a lot of things that like the pipeline's going to be a hard thing to like for the Canadian government to push on Canadians, considering the whole pipeline fiasco we had just like getting it to America.
Yeah, well, it needs to fucking happen.
I'm not saying it doesn't. It's going to be an issue here, even though a lot of people are pro doing that right now.
Yeah, at least Biden had dementia and an excuse for his retarded decisions. What is Trump and Vance's excuse? Well,
Trump is also just too old.
Yeah, I've been listening to Trump talk recently, and I'm like, dude, this motherfucker rambles so much compared to 2015. Mm-hmm. Like, he's just like, he's just like fucking mealy mouth, can't stay on a fucking point. Like, he's not making like snappy, funny jokes anymore. He's just like holy shit. Maybe Trump's brain is also rotted. Holy fuck.
Course, when you get old, your brain starts to rot. That's what happens. Naomi, it's not that America was afraid to fight Nazis. I didn't say that. It's that many Americans were pro-Nazi and they didn't want to fight them. There's a difference. Well, then I guess America hasn't changed. I guess it hasn't changed. There's no such thing as the resurgence of Nazis. They've just always been there.
Anyway, yeah, like people, everyone's like, oh my god, we can't do World War III. We can't do it. World War III. It's like, you fucking cucks, you idiots. All right, do you know how you get World War III? It's when you simply tell your enemies, I value peace so completely that you can just roll over me and I won't fight back in order to avoid World War III. And they just take everything. It's like, well,
I mean, to be fair, that's not really
retards.
A war. That's a conquest.
Oh, okay. Okay, woman. Okay.
I'm just saying. Well,
we have the bomb too. You should fucking use it.
No.
Yeah.
How about we not
nuke Moscow?
Let's not start nuclear war because I don't think that's good for the planet.
Do you recall a few years ago, right, when Russia invaded during Biden's term, mm-hmm. everyone was like, "This wouldn't have happened under Trump," and you want to know why? Because Trump threatened to nuke Moscow, and like that was like a leak that came out that Trump said that he would nuke Moscow if Russia attacked Ukraine, or he would nuke Beijing if China attacked Taiwan. Mm-hmm. And they were like, what the fuck? He's like, I'll do it. Don't fucking... And everyone's like, oh shit, Trump being like a crazy hard ass actually prevented war. And it's like, well, the issue is that type of brinkmanship only works if you're willing to pull the trigger on it. And now Trump has proven he is not willing to pull the trigger on it. So, I guess... it was all just bullshit in the end. No, the craziest thing is watching the right wing like oscillate between conflicting positions and acting like they never even held the previous one. Yeah. And it's like, oh, it was so base when Trump threatened to nuke Moscow, and then it's like, oh, World War III. Oh, it's like, okay, you fucking retards. Or
Well,
Dude,
listen,
okay.
it was based because there was never a chance of it happening because he wasn't in office.
if there was no, he said it back before when he was in office the first time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah.
$5. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the Fed Gov does have the legal authority to push through a pipeline despite legal challenges. Remember seeing that. Thank you for $5, Moist Loaf.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I think they can. Yeah. America strong one moment. We can't risk upsetting Russia. They have nukes the next. Yeah, it's so dumb. Like, make America great again as we completely dismantle all things that make America great. Dude, okay. Oh man, it's so fucking stupid. You had like, for the longest time, I even remember. I remember Styx saying this. In fact, like 5 years ago, you had Americans, like left-wing Americans, who were like, America's evil. We can't be an empire. We're such an evil, sinful civilization. We've done so much wrong to the rest of the world. We have to simply pull back and bow and leave the world stage and understand that we are not actually a special nation. We're just one nation among many, and we're all everyone's equal. No one's actually superior to anyone else. America is not actually exceptional at all. Completely dismantle all things that make America good because we're evil. And like everyone was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, this is ridiculous. This is some cuckolded bullshit. Obviously, America is amazing. Obviously, America is the giant fucking dick on the world stage. But now, right wingers have taken up that position. And right wingers are like, oh no, we can't do it, dude. Oh, like right wingers are actually cucked and demoralized at this point, the same way that left wingers were before.
Let's be real. America and Europe could end the conflict in Ukraine with Russia in a heartbeat if we just stopped being wishy-washy about it.
Yep. The left won. Well, no, the left won because it subverted the right. Well, the right wingers, despite being right wing, have all taken up like these subversive positions at this point of like self-destruction. Meanwhile, you have leftists now who are talking about American patriotism. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck, dude? The Democrats are always war hawks. You see, you know what? Some wars are good, some wars are bad. It depends on the war, right? Like, if a hostile foreign power marched into the United States and stole a couple states from you guys, would you be like, oh, just give them what they want? They have nuclear weapons, dude. Oh no. Oh, we can't risk it, you war hawks. Don't defend yourself. Oh, no. You'd be like, let's fucking go. Let's bomb them. Of course you would. Fucking ridiculous. Dude, that American motto of give me liberty or give me death kind of completely fell apart as soon as they realized that it actually meant give me liberty or give me death. Yeah. So fucking dumb. Personally, I'd rather deal with 2 to 3 months of hardcore intense fighting than 4+ years of prolonged stalemates. Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. Yeah. Oh, man. Anyway, that whole White House thing was ridiculous. To be honest, Zelensky definitely lost his temper, and he shouldn't have. Like, even like, if all Zelensky had to do to secure his country's future was to suck Trump's dick, he should have just sucked Trump's dick. That is the practical reality of the situation, and he didn't. He lost his temper, and now he's fucked. And it's like, well, that was clearly a personal ego thing, However,
Okay.
What?
No, okay, I'm sorry.
It's true.
No, listen, I just find it funny that you, of all people, are saying this, because there's no fucking way that you would suck the dick of someone you absolutely fucking despised just to get something you want.
If it meant saving millions of lives, maybe.
No, there's no fucking way you would do that.
Maybe
I
not,
know you too well.
Okay, well, here's the thing.
There's no way. So I love you, but your take is quite funny.
Well, listen. Then Zelensky values his honor more than he values. He values American support.
His people.
Maybe so. But either way, I'm simply saying, okay, fine. All right. However,
even if he was Arpra, was.
However, more importantly, okay. The fact that you have so many right wingers come out and be like, "Oh my God, they disrespected our president. They disrespected the White House, the Oval Office, the office of the presidency. They disrespected our vice president." You motherfuckers have said the most unreasonable shit about Biden and Kamala Harris for 4 fucking years. The whole argument from what is it, like stature, or the argument from class just doesn't fucking work when it comes from the right wing. They have been the most classless fucking people. Like, how dare you disrespect? Fuck you. You deserve the disrespect. Like, it's so fucking stupid. $10, thank you.
Nope.
Remember,
we
the
missed
same
one.
people saying Ukraine should just surrender to Russia and say drones are evil and immoral are the same people who publicly fantasize about torturing home invaders to death. Yeah, it's so stupid. They're like, man, I really wish that someone would break into my house so I can blow their fucking head off with my shotgun so I can defend my family based. Also, Ukraine, don't do that. It's so fucking dumb.
That was a 568. Started selling candles. Maybe I can sell enough to get out of this hellhole of a country. Don't waste your money on us. Save it up then.
Thank you very much, Katie, but I don't know if candles will get you out of the States.
Listen, it doesn't matter. Even, like, just don't give us money until you can get out if that's what you want.
Sketch, $5. And like, if Mexico tried to take back Texas because of the Alamo, imagine Mega trying to look the other way over that. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, exactly. I love how Naomi's calling out Dev. He never sucked Trump's dick.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you. Bill Skinner, thanks for the $10, man. I'm normally to the right of you, but the last couple of days have been embarrassing. We should have been dictating terms to Russia on threat of Operation Linebacker 3 starting on Moscow. Yep, that's how it should have been. That's how it should have been. Trump did not project any sort of American strength. He was just like, oh, well, I guess I fucking suck. I guess we suck. We'll just give you everything. Oh, you have nukes. Oh. Remember when Trump was like to North Korea, my nuclear button actually works? What the fuck? Okay. Dude. America's like fucking cooked, man. It's fucking done. Dev just wants people to fight to die in a war. He's too fat to fight. Oh God, I hate the whole. Oh, you're bloodthirsty. You want the war to continue. You want more people to die. Oh, but like that. That is the most like privileged Western first world. Never been in a fight before in your entire life. Fucking take. Like it's insufferable how many people spout that shit off. It's so fucking stupid, dude. Like.
Wait. I think Vance prodding and poking Zelensky and then losing his shit over a very simple rebuttal was a setup, a casus belli, in order to fully abandon Ukraine and give them up to Russia.
It's very possible. Yeah, you need more proof of that, but it's very possible. Man, like, okay, what's the best way to put this? Everyone complaining about loss of life. And how the loss of life means that you shouldn't have a war, even if the war is just. You've completely disregarded the founding of the United States, because 10 more times the number of Americans died in the Revolutionary War than British. All right? And if you were only cared about loss of life and no actual wider concerns about politics or how your country should be run, or even just being a country, having an identity, all right? If you only cared about simple lives lost and money spent, then the American Revolutionary War should never have happened. And you should have just simply remained a part of the UK, because it wouldn't have been worth losing those lives. However, no one in the United States thinks that. They all say, give me liberty or give me death. They all say, this is worth fighting for, this is worth dying for, these are our values, we will not compromise them, and if need be, we will go to war to defend them and to enforce them. And now you're sitting here saying that Ukraine should not do the same thing? It's pure retardation. It's pure retardation.
Ukraine has the right to defend their home from an invader, but they don't get to come to their neighbors and ask for help if they can't defend themselves. Get wrecked. That's not exactly what that comment said, but it scrolled away.
Well, then here's the thing. Like, if America does not want to defend Ukraine or help defend Ukraine, that's fine. Then Ukraine will simply fall into the European power bloc as Europe rises and America is left behind.
Well, I don't know. I always view like that philosophy with the view of, well, would you help your neighbor if they were like suffering a break-in?
Yeah, of course you should.
Well, yeah. Well, if you think that, if that's your answer to that thought, then you should help Ukraine. Like,
Yeah.
That is simply just the way I view it. I don't really care if they're not like actually physically
Yep.
the U.S.'s or even our neighbor. You know.
I still see you Twitch. It's just there's way more people on YouTube. Sorry. Hi, Twitchers.
Yes, we see
And
you
yeah,
too.
like America promised the national security of Ukraine after they gave up their nukes. Yes, they did. They should fulfill that promise. At the same time, America required French intervention to win the Revolutionary War against the British. Like all of this stuff. Americans are just like fundamentally ignorant
Hey,
on
Twitch.
history. It's ridiculous. The great betrayal of Twitchers. Hi, Tej.
Well,
This would be a What Would You Do episode.
well, was Russia in the right to defend civilians getting killed by the Ukraine forces during and prior to 2014? Where did that comment go? Gone.
That's not exactly what happened. The-
I lost it. It's gone. It scrolled
there
away.
is a claim that Ukraine was cleansing ethnic Russians in the eastern parts of Ukraine, and I'm not sure that's completely true.
Well, that's bad if it was happening.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But technically, if it wasn't government funded, then it's not
No, it might have been,
Ukraine's
but
fault. But if it was, that's
I don't
really
think it's
bad.
happening. I don't think it's happening. Oh, you're not modded, Kevin? Okay, I'll mod you. Hold on. Actually, no, I can't mod you. I'll mod you later. Okay, listen, real quick. Okay, what's actually happened here is that like a lot of right wing Americans got completely like buck broken by the second Iraq War. It's as simple as that. Because the second Iraq War was a bad war, they're like, oh no, dude, we can't do anything anymore. We're completely powerless. We have no moral authority. We can't do it. Oh no, we know. Oh. Meanwhile, America has a history of otherwise pretty good wars. Like Vietnam was bad, but and Iraq War II was bad, but Afghanistan was good. Iraq War I was good. Korean War was good. The Second World War was good, obviously, right? The problem is not that war is bad. The problem is that unjust war is bad. Yeah, of course, Afghanistan was good, of course. Like, you guys were literally attacked on 9/11. Should you not have responded? Like, what is this cucked bullshit? What the fuck happened? Did every American have their balls cut off?
Just like you.
Fuck off. You know what? Beatings.
No, don't. Ow, fuck, shit,
Beatings.
asshole.
What? What do you mean?
Ow.
I didn't even hit your sore parts.
Yes, you did. It's all sore.
It's all sore.
God. Fucking dick.
Well, that's what you get. That's
No,
what you get.
fuck off. Don't touch me.
That's what you get.
Go argue with the chat about how Russia is based or not based. Trump should also have his balls cut off.
Dev grabbed her sensitive parts on stream. Actual domestic abuse. No. Stop abusing your woman. No, it's okay. She hits me too. It's fine. We're even on it. You can't even fucking deny that.
I'm not
fuck
denying it,
you.
am I? I didn't say no, that's not true. I didn't fucking say anything. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Anyway.
Yeah. Soviets or Nazis who are the real enemy? Both. Obviously both. In fact, the Second World War should have continued. It should have continued. After the Nazis were defeated, America should have just kept marching and destroyed Russia. That's how it should have been based.
Well, wait, what?
Yeah.
Wasn't Russia on our side?
Yeah, but they were communists, so they should have been stopped.
Nah, I don't think that's how alliances work, Dev.
They shouldn't have been an alliance.
Okay. But it was. And isn't it
Yep.
good that the Nazis were stopped?
Yes, but we should have stopped the Nazis and then stopped the communists. Done both. Will you two keep it down? Thanks, Libs and Dev Walls. Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you. We would have lost? No fucking way. No, America had nukes. The Nazis, the communists didn't have nukes in their 10 years. If Stalin objects, just launch a nuke up his asshole.
I want the war in Ukraine to end with Russia just going back home.
Yes.
I don't even personally, I don't even want anything bad to happen to like Ukraine or Russia. I just want the war to stop because it's stupid and pointless.
But here's the thing, though. If it simply stops right now, and Russia gets all the land that it took.
No, I don't want it to get the land. They just go back home and Ukraine is still Ukraine.
Well, that is what's going to happen if the Americans get their way right now. Yeah. So yeah, basically, if Trump's peace deal is that Russia is not punished for any of its aggression, and it simply gets to keep what it has taken, and that becomes the new border, that basically guarantees that within another 10 years, Russia will come back and do it again. Because there was no punishment for it. There was nothing stopping it. And especially if America doesn't say, okay, listen, you can get what you've taken, but now Ukraine joins NATO and you can't take any more because they're in NATO now, right? Like that's because there is no mechanism by which Russia is punished and no mechanism that prevents Russia from doing this again in the future. Russia will simply do it again in the future because they've done it several times now. Like, what didn't they do it in Georgia? Didn't they? Like, they took Crimea. Like, this is what Russia does. All right, they'll do a war. They'll gobble up a neighbor. They'll like wait a few years and then they'll do it again. It's as simple as that. $5 from Bill Skinner. Thank you. Historical context is nice, but ultimately it is in our best interest to contain, isolate, and cut off Russia and West Taiwan. We're failing at that. Yeah, exactly. It also sends a message internationally that we let tyrants and aggressors get rewarded for what they do. Yeah. The U.S. makes it loud and clear that they're spineless and unwilling to stand up for allies. Yep, that's how it is. Yeah.
Also, Honkler's been raging in the chat about how Canada should pay and participate in the war.
We already are.
I didn't say that with any tone. Yeah. I was reading a fact. I don't know. I'm not paying that much attention.
Okay, yeah, dude, V has gone actual full retard.
You mean he wasn't before?
Like V is like out here cheering that like the Western power bloc is being dismantled and like America's pulling back from NATO, and it's like NATO is the only thing that is keeping Romania safe from Russia. Like you're actually just retarded. V, the fuck is wrong with you?
Holy shit, over 2 years of being here. Always glad I found this channel.
Thank you very much, Sean. I thought you were here longer than 2 years, but still.
Nope.
Cool. And then 10 euros from Jonas. Thank you. Ethnic makeup of Donetsk and Luhansk Oblast was 33% ethnic Russians and 60% ethnic Ukrainians. MAGA is literally supporting an imperialist for an invader, propping up an ethnic minority to rule. Well, yeah, of course they are. They're fucking retarded.
Amazing.
Nooms, but fuck off. Okay.
Thanks for the $2. We'll use it to buy lube. Lube's more expensive than $2, right?
I don't know.
Probably. I'd assume so. I don't actually remember how much lube usually is. I should look at my receipts.
V said, last time we went to war with Russia, we lost. What did V mean by we? Yeah, when did America go to war with Russia? I don't think it's happened. When, like, the Western powers won the Cold War. Like, he doesn't mean Germany, does he? He doesn't mean the Nazis, surely.
Amazing. $5 from the second jokes. Right wing, the modern world is cringe and soy with no hardships. War, the most traditional pastime. Right wing, oh no, please don't make us fight.
Yeah, okay. Dude, there's so much right-wing hypocrisy. It's fucking incredible. Yeah, there's that, right? You know, the modern world, soft men, hard times, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, oh no, we can't fight, no, loss of life, oh. Meanwhile, okay, like you have the right-wingers post the empathy graph. You know what I mean? The two circles where you have like people who are more left-leaning. They have empathetic preferences towards out groups, and people who are more left leaning have empathetic preferences towards in groups, or sorry, right wing towards in groups. You guys have seen the two circles, right? Well, like you have like these right wingers post that meme unironically, and then turn around and say, "You want people on the other side of the planet to keep dying? What happened to your empathy?" And it's like you're so stupid. They're living, walking contradictions. The things that these people fucking think. It's insane. Like they don't. Their ideas, when placed side by side, they're like opposing each other, but they never actually think it through all the way because they're fucking retarded. Oh man, I don't know if you guys recall. Do you guys recall, like, think back to like January 6th, okay? And you had like right-wing accounts posting, "This is the first day of the revolution. It's incredible. We've taken the White House. We're gonna make them." And then, like, at the end of the day, they're like, "It was Antifa. It was feds. It was a false flag. It was a mostly peaceful protest. We didn't do it." It's like, you guys just suck. The right wing just sucks. It's like the left is really fucking stupid, and they're really fucking overly privileged, and they've gotten too used to being the moral authority for too long, and they cannot take it, and they're a bunch of whiny babies. But the right wing is stupid. It is stupid and irrational, and also kind of evil. Like, it's like they're retard maxing. Yeah, kind of.
Okay, at Dev. U.S. invaded Russia in 1921 in support of Russia. I'm still I don't think that V was thinking of that, but I figured I'd mention it.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Also, if I don't read off your correct comments correctly, I apologize because the chat's going by real fast on this side.
Throwing open the gates for the barbarians because you can't spell barbarian without based. Thanks to the $5, man. Tidge says lube is not expensive. Yeah, you would know, Tidge. Arshel, $10. Lube fund.
Perfect, thank you. But listen, I know lube's not like super expensive. I just don't remember how cheap it is.
Oh, fuck. You mean reads worse than Craig?
I know. I'm sorry.
Wait, hold on. No, Stuttering Craig is a pretty good reader. Now, there was one time, I think it was one of my earlier Side Scrollers appearances. There was a word that Blabs just couldn't fucking read. And Craig could read it, and I could read it. And she was like, "How do you guys know that?" And it's like, "Because we both went to college."
Wow.
That
Mean.
was just a joke. Obviously, it was just a joke, but it was funny.
Mean, you're just a bully. Bully Dev. Dev's bully. Dev bully TM.
Dev bully TM. Fuck. Hold on. Wait. It's not just one voice. It's not a block like the leftists. The right wing is divided between conservative rhinos, classical liberals, libertarians, monarchists, etc. Okay. If you think the leftists are just a block, like, you're also retarded. You're also retarded, okay? Because the left can be cut down into all those different groups as well. How many times did you see guys like Hassan or Vosh or like Mike from PA say, "We're not voting for the Democratic candidate because they're not far left enough. They're not pro Hamas enough," you know? Like, dude, of course the left has its slices and its different pieces the same way that the right does. And of course they're not all unified like one block. If you think the left is unified into like one marching movement, you're just ridiculous.
I think Dev just hates whoever's in power at the moment, to be honest. Correct, Dev has a rebellious heart. He just doesn't dress like it. You gotta go full anarchist rebel goth, Dev. to actually show to wear your heart on your sleeve.
Okay, here we go. Rational people just don't want money being wasted on Ukraine. They use the death of Ukrainians and Russians to try and appeal to humanity. I get it, but that's still wrong though, El Pato, and I'll tell you why, right? So everyone's like, we gave billions of dollars to Ukraine. What the fuck? Well, you know what? Most of that was actually just America giving weapons to Ukraine. That America, like, the weapons had already been paid for. They were just sitting there. So America gives them their weapons, okay? And then someone obviously counters, well, we have to replace those weapons now. So it's still going to cost us money. And it's like, yes, you do have to replace those weapons, and it will cost you money. But here's what it does. The government will give companies money to make a bunch of weapons. And then those companies will build the weapons. And you know how they build the weapons? By paying workers to build the weapons. By buying materials and paying for labor. You have like engineers come in, you have technicians, you have like an assembly line, you have people mining or farming wherever the fuck to get whatever they need, right? And then all this money goes to a whole bunch of Americans who get paid to do these jobs.
Yeah, Tid, you're gonna have to be more specific about what aboutism Dev just did.
Fuck you.
Sorry. Well, listen, she said that you did, and you listen. Listen, I gotta wait to reply to things till Dev's done talking, and Dev talks for a really long time.
But yeah, so then like all this money ends up like just making a whole bunch of jobs, and it's like, that sounds pretty good to me. Like you have like mega people complaining that no one has jobs, no one has money, and it's like, here's a bunch of jobs. Make more weapons. Sounds fucking based. You think Ukraine will win against Russia? When? God, I don't think so. Unfortunately, not without Western help.
Yeah, well, that's the issue, right? Like, Ukraine's so much smaller than Russia. Like, it's amazing that they've actually lasted this long.
Mhm.
But, like, other countries are gonna have to step in and fight them, which is the issue.
Yeah.
Fight Russia, not Ukraine. You know what I
Dev's
mean?
describing the military-industrial complex. Yeah, but that's based. Make more bombs. Based.
Okay, sorry, Tidge.
So here's the thing, right? Like, I've heard from Ukrainians now who are just like, listen, do you think that the war is going to end just because America negotiates a deal with Putin that Ukraine doesn't sign on to? Because we're not going to accept that. I've heard Ukrainians say, hey, do you think the war is going to end because America stops giving us money? No, we'll keep fighting. It'll just be harder. Like, the Ukrainians are ready to fucking go, dude.
Yeah.
They're like, let's fucking roll, baby. Like, they understand it's going to be, like, way shittier without American help. But they're still willing to fight.
Mm.
And, like, if you think that that the Ukrainians will just stop fighting just because America says, just because America tells them stop fighting, it's not going to happen. It's not going to fucking happen, man.
Sure they are, but that's why they have forced conscriptions between 18 and 60. Well, I mean, yeah, if your entire country has to battle a much like larger country, yeah, you're gonna start doing forced conscriptions. Like that's just the way it works.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
Yep.
Also, someone was yelling about what kind of help, Dev, and for how long, Dev.
Okay, if you put me in charge of everything, I would send 100 times the help over to Ukraine, as well as actual boots on the ground from everyone in NATO, and march the fuck in, and then say, hey, Russia, it's on you to start World War III now. Fuck you.
What if they don't care and just do it, though?
Then nuke every single Russian city.
That's wild. What about all the innocent people in Russia?
Oh well.
That's pretty bloodthirsty, Dev.
Listen, historically, the Russians have been completely happy to just throw themselves into a million-man meat grinder before they're ever forced to stop. So there's not much in the way of negotiating you can do with Russia. That is just kind of how they are. So if the Russians want violence, then they should have some. Based blood, sir. Yeah, based.
Bruh, how is that getting financed? Listen, money doesn't matter in war. Every country will just go into severe debt just like it already is. It's fine. We'll just be like a gazillion dollars in debt. It'll be okay. It's fine.
It worked for Japan, right? Dev wants the end of the world. That Ukraine Seinfeld scene on the train holds up. So here's the thing, right? Everyone who's crying about World War III, it's like, we can't risk starting it. That means that you lose. You simply lose, all right? Russia will just gobble up a country, and then you'll say, we can't directly engage. They have nukes. And then you lose. And then they'll gobble up the next country. We can't engage. You have nukes. Next country, we have nukes. Next country, we can't. Eventually, Russia decides to come over and gobble up an American state, and you're like, they have nukes, we can't do it. So no, it does not matter that they have nukes. You have to stop them at some point. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as fucking that. It does not matter that they have nukes. You have nukes too. Oh God, they're retarded. Oh, Russia will invade all of Europe. If you think they won't, you're actually retarded. Yeah. That's why you have alliances proper. You dumb motherfucker. Trump's pulling out of them. Trump's pulling out of them, you dumb shit. Like, do you think we're gonna pull out of NATO? Like, what do you think that means? What does that mean for alliances proper?
Actually, a good
Fucking
point.
Idiot.
Boomer. Russia has been funded by Europe prior to the invasion and by China now. We could stop them by pressuring China to stop funding them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, to be honest, I'm always really surprised about how much, like, Europe and, like, I don't know how much Europe does it, but I am always very surprised about how much the West caters to China.
Yeah, that's fucking stupid too.
Yeah. It's just, like, I get that they're like like not like well, no, they are a pretty huge superpower, to be honest, and like it's weird how much we rely on them for like just dumb stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. They can't even take over Ukraine, yet you want to act as if they're a threat to Europe based on delusions. Hold on, hold on. Wasn't the line this entire time that without American help, Europe will fall to Russia, so Europe should just like bend over backwards for America? And like 10 minutes ago, weren't we just talking about how you guys in the chat were like, Europe won't rearm, they're not going to do it, they're all weak. Like, what? it's so irrational. The shit that people say about this fucking... Okay. All right. Okay, let's read some super chats that we missed. Hold on. Okay. $5 from Aaron Gray. If we aren't going to guarantee Ukraine's safety, we should at least give them back their nukes. Lube fund and OK Lube is about $12 to $15. Okay.
I don't entirely believe you, but thank you for the only $5 for the lube fund. Also, yeah, that actually makes sense. Like, why? Like,
give Ukraine back their nukes?
Well, yeah, if America, like, okay, so the deal was that America was like, yeah, we'll give you weapons, but you can't have nukes because we don't want you to start World War III against Russia, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So if America's going to back, but I'm correct in that, right?
I'm kind of.
In summary, yes?
Fine, whatever.
Okay, so America's now backing out of just protecting Ukraine, right?
Yes.
So it would make sense to just give them back the weapons that we took from them, or America took from them.
Yeah, because America took their nukes back in the 90s, I think, the early 90s.
Ah.
Wait, hold on. Negotiating, insane. Boots in the ground, literal nuclear exchange, totally reasonable. Deb, I don't think you're as smart and reasonable as I once surmised. Okay, here, Sigurthur. I will give. I've been like half memeing. Here. I'm gonna put all the jokes aside. I'm gonna give you my direct, real, actual, serious, no jokes injected into the mix, actual serious discussion of this. Okay. Okay. Here it is. All right. Everyone who is saying that Putin should be negotiated with is ridiculous. Actually ridiculous for several reasons, okay? One reason that they're ridiculous
Wait.
is because... No.
No, I'm not.
I'm on the rant! Let me fucking finish it!
Clarifying point. Do you mean negotiated with now or ever?
Kind of both, to be honest. At least...
I mean in the past.
Let me get...
Fine, say your thing. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna bonk you over the head
You're so mean
and
to
carry
me.
you back to the cave.
Okay, don't talk. Okay, I'm just gonna leave.
Silence, female.
I'm gonna leave.
Okay. Stoop.
Okay.
Okay. So, anyway, listen. If you're negotiating with Putin, you have lost, especially at this stage. And here's why, okay? 1, Putin does not honor negotiations. He has historically not done so. He has made deals and gone back on them several times, all right? Several times. In fact, his invasion of Ukraine is actually going back on several deals that Russia has already made, okay? So he is not someone that you can trust to negotiate with. If you have a signed piece of paper from Putin saying he won't do a thing, you might as well just wipe your fucking ass with it. All right? Wait, we negotiated with the Nazis, you fucking retard? Yeah, you occupied the entirety of Germany. That's why you fucking negotiated with them, you idiot. All right? Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. So listen. You can't negotiate with Putin. Not right now. You can negotiate with a bloodied up Russia. You cannot negotiate with a Russia that currently has the upper hand, and they currently have the upper hand. All right? So if you think that you're going to negotiate with them, you're not. You will get something that will be broken within 10 years. Because Russia has, point 2, Russia's done that several fucking times already. All right? Russia has invaded countries several times in the past, say, 25 years. They've gone around, they've bullied a neighbor, they've gobbled up a neighbor, or they've like sliced the parts off of a neighbor and then taken it for themselves. All right? They've installed puppet governments. They've done all this shit. All right? And then they've then gone back home, waited 5 years or so, and then done another one. All right? This is what they do. They don't stop unless you make them stop. Okay? So it was Crimea, and now it's Eastern Ukraine. And if Trump negotiates a deal, by the way, he won't even, Trump's deal will simply be for Trump's own purposes. He will be able to tout in the media, I got a deal done, I'm amazing. But it will be a completely hollow, empty deal that will be violated pretty much as soon as Trump leaves office. Okay? And that's how it's going to be. So if you negotiate now, what you are saying is you want another war in Ukraine in the next 10 years. That will actually fucking happen. Okay? Because the deal is not going to be honored. They will simply march in again. And you know what? In 10 years' time, you're going to have Americans who are going to be like, well, it's another part of the world. We shouldn't get involved. Oh, it doesn't matter to us. It'll be the same arguments as it is now, but things will have in fact been worse. All right? Things will have gotten worse. Ukraine will be weaker. Russia will be stronger. America will have withdrawn. And basically, it's setting up the stage for future failure. Okay? That is part number 2. All right? Part number three is that everyone who talks about, we shouldn't have war. We shouldn't have boots on the ground. Nuclear exchanges are bad. Those are all really bad things. They're obviously all really bad things. You shouldn't just desire those, all right? But if you're so scared of them that you are simply willing to give the aggressors whatever they want, that is just what appeasement is. All right? And in fact, for the Ukrainians, it actually has like a different sort of meaning for the Ukrainians, all right? Because the Ukraine, like Americans and British and Canadians and Germans and French and Japanese and all these countries, they all have like long histories with stories that they tell themselves about how important they are and where they came from. And they're great national myths, they're national heroes, the wars that they've fought, the good that they've done in the world, all right? Ukraine doesn't have any of that, all right? Ukraine's history is basically being subjugated by Russia over and over and over and over and over again, and exterminated over and over and over and over and over again for thousands of fucking years, at least 1,000 years that this has happened to Ukraine, all right? And constantly being told by their superpower neighbor that they don't even exist as an independent people. They're not even an ethnic group. They're just like the cast-offs of Russian society. They don't actually, and that any sort of language that they have or culture that they've developed is all just stuff that should be eradicated because they're just Russian deep down, and they need to basically have the Ukrainianness beat out of them. And it's been happening for the last 1,000 fucking years. All right? And then you have the history of Ukraine is, okay, they finally break away from the Soviet Union after the Soviets collapse, and they finally have their own country that is at least kind of independent for once in their fucking life. And yeah, it's corrupt and it's a shithole, but it is slowly getting better. And as things, very slowly improve, and they decide, hey, maybe we can have like more ties with the West because, this whole freedom and liberty and property and markets and liberalism thing is working out for the West. And we are trying to get a handle on our own internal corruption. Maybe we can get a handle on that and then join the Western community of all of this good stuff that the West has been doing. And as soon as Ukraine tries that, Russia rolls up, knocks on the door again, and is like, hey, fuck you. You're actually just going to go back to being the cast-off dregs of our society. And if you don't like it, we're just going to fucking invade you. And they do that for like 10 fucking years. They do that since 2014 onward. And now the Ukrainians are like, well, fuck me. We just want to have like a civilization and a historic story and be a people and be a country. And we can't even do that. Meanwhile, the so-called defenders of freedom come around because they've all been subverted, frankly, by like not Russians themselves, but like Russian educated plants, because that is what Yuri Bezmenov basically revealed, is that the West was subverted by Russian communists. It just turned out that the subversion affected the right wing just as much as the left wing, in order to make them just hate their own fucking country. So the supposed defenders of world freedom show up and is like, yeah, so we actually think that Russia has a point and that, your freedom isn't actually really worth anything and you should just give up and roll over and fuck you. You actually aren't a people with a nation. And to sit here and talk about money and lives, those things are important. Money and lives are very important, but there's something larger happening here than just a raw count of how many people have died, how many people have been injured, and how much property damage there is. There is something more important. There is a national story being developed, all right, within the Ukrainians at the moment. And they're realizing that they should actually fight for something that is bigger than themselves. And to sit here and complain about, oh, X number of people have died today. Isn't it a tragedy? Yeah, of course it's a tragedy. Obviously it's a fucking tragedy. But, again, you look at the American Revolution. 10 times more people died on the American side. any American during the American Revolutionary War who said, because solely of the number of deaths, we should stop, you would have basically been strung up as a fucking traitor. And you should have been strung up as a fucking traitor. Because there was something more important happening in the American Revolution, in the American psyche, all right? It was like the development of what it means to be an American and to be separate from the UK and to have your own philosophy that was guiding your actions and to want to govern yourself and to be your own thing. There was something more important happening there than just lives lost. And the same thing is happening to Ukraine right now. And if you can't recognize that, it is only because you are a privileged Westerner who thinks that the worst thing that can happen is that someone dies. All right? And that is a very privileged, very Western, frankly, very progressive take to have. Things can be far worse than death. All right? Fucking hell. Dev is Movie Bob now. If all you got out of that is that I'm Movie Bob, you didn't listen. Either you didn't listen or you've been completely subverted yourself. Anyway, that is my rant.
Also, I hope you didn't read the chat for most of that rant, because honestly, a lot of the responses were fairly disappointing.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. If you disagree with me, you're wrong, you're retarded, you're cowardly, and you're also probably someone who doesn't really understand what it means to be an American, or what it means to be free, or what the Constitution actually stands for, what liberty or death actually means. All right? What it actually means when someone says freedom isn't free, or the price of liberty is eternal vigilance. You don't actually understand any of these things. You post them on social media because it makes you feel good, and because it's like a cool aesthetic. But you don't actually get you don't get it. All right? When you see that meme picture of George Washington with sunglasses on, and he says, "Me and my homies would have been stacking bodies right now." Whose bodies are they fucking stacking? Like, all of this stuff just seems to be aesthetic to you, and you don't actually get it.
Ukraine does not have the manpower to keep fighting. This is an unavoidable fact. This has nothing to do with their lack of patriotism. I don't think that in Dev's entire rant he said that the Ukrainians were not patriotic enough. I think that was the whole part of his rant, was that Ukrainians are actually very patriotic.
People who attack America. No, it was the British. It was America's leaders at the time. It was the empire you revolted against. Oh, look at this. Look at this fucking... Get out of here. Where the fuck? Okay, it's up here.
Yep.
Hey. Fuck you. Bam. Get out of here. He literally said the amount of people dying doesn't matter. No, I didn't. Like, you didn't listen. Citizen J, you're the retard. Citizen_J, you are the retard. All right? I said several times, of course these things matter. I also said there are things more important than that. Like, I can't believe that you just didn't listen. I said several times it matters. Did you just not listen? Why? It has to say something about me at some level. That, like, people this dumb are here misrepresenting me.
No, I think that's just a thing that in general happens. Not like anyone specifically, like just in general, like if you have an opinion, there's always going to be somebody who will listen to you explain why your opinion is your opinion and then be like, well, you said this, even though that's not what you actually said at all. See, this happens to me all the time, so I understand. And I'm not as popular as you are. So.
You said that moment that doesn't matter because there are bigger things. No, it does matter, but there are also bigger things. Dev, maybe stop calling people retards. Consider the possibility that what you're saying is nonsensical. But it's not! Like, you can say you're wrong over and over and over, but where's the refutation? Where's the other point of view? Where is it? Where is it? Like, you're just, like, you can say that I'm wrong. You can think that I'm wrong. That's fine. But show me how. Check your gray hairs are multiplying right now.
Yep. I can confirm Dev's whole hair just went like shock white. We're gonna dye it before we stream next.
All this nationalism, patriots talk from Dev is like the new internet tough guy stuff. Well, okay, yeah, obviously we're on the internet, and obviously, like, I can't do anything, and none of you can do anything, because we're all just individuals here, right? But I am describing the situation accurately, okay? Dev, you're saying something, using it without your reasoning or explanations. I just gave you a huge explanation!
Also, it's nonsensical when you claim it's what Ukrainians want. Ain't fucking any proof of what they want or don't want. I mean, I feel like if your country gets attacked, your general feeling is that you don't want your country to be attacked.
I think I read an article just yesterday that Ukrainians do want peace, but they do not want peace on Russia's terms, and they are willing to continue fighting if Russia gets everything at once. They're like, no, we'll just keep fighting.
They hated Jesus because he spoke the truth.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
But from the same person, I think you're partially wrong.
Okay. More super chats. Let's see here. Thank you, by the way. I appreciate it. 10 PLNs based. Cerulean Eye is $10.
Cerulean.
Whatever.
No, say it right first.
I told all the conservatives I know that cared about Ukraine, and some of them really do, that this would happen if they voted for Trump. But they cared more about the economy than our global power. And here's the thing, right? Like, that is at least an opinion I can respect. Like, if people say something like, yeah, I want Ukraine to win, but I want my own economy to function more than I want Ukraine to win. It's like, okay, at least you accurately accept the situation as it is, and you just have different priorities. I understand that, all right? The people who just, like, cope and seethe about Ukraine actually being evil, and Russia actually being the good guy, and Russia, like, being attacked by Ukraine, all this fucking bullshit. Those people are just, like, living in another universe. No, I don't, Indirect Soder. I fuck you. Get out of here. God, just, like that. That is actually, like the worst fucking... Just like comment. Just, nothing. No explanation on how. Just stop talking. Just like, oh, fuck you. Go on.
I mean, to be honest, as someone who actually knows far less about the issue, I don't think that you can rant for as long as Dev just did and know absolutely nothing about the issue. Some of you may think that's a very biased opinion. I don't totally care. Because, like, that's just an opinion I have about anybody.
Money and lives matter, but there is something more important going on. There is a national story happening. This just explains the way the lives lost. Then, okay, you must accept that the American Revolutionary War was evil because more Americans died, and the national story doesn't matter. Tear down all your paintings of George Washington bravely sailing across the Delaware, all right? The national story doesn't matter. Only care about the raw numbers of who died. No fucking American would ever say that. And if you did, then you're just cucked. Okay. Let's see here. $5 from Moist Love. All that watching of Steven Universe to make dunking YouTube videos on it seems to have rubbed off on right-wingers. They're pacifists now. Sean King, $5. The right doesn't care about the truth, they only care about winning. They will claim something that contradicts something else they believe. Yep, happens all the time. The right wing, honestly, the right wing was not like this during Trump's first term. They've gotten so much worse. Lives in Dev's walls. Great rant. Thanks. Good session ruined. Oh, goon session ruined. Sorry about that. Freedom is what my Lockheed Martin does. Based. Bomb 'em.
God, we missed a lot of super chats during your rant.
Lives in Dev's walls, specifically. Lube fund.
Thank you.
60 orange, 10 pounds. Hey, Dev, I've been taking your advice. Now I'm gaining on fentanyl. Thanks. Hope you're doing well. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Beardmaster, $10. Not because Americans lost 10 times more lives during the revolution that they should throw money and lives at the grinder as a one-size-fits-all solution every time something similar happens. No, listen, all right? I'm not even saying that America should fund Ukraine for that reason, though I think America should fund Ukraine. What I'm saying is, everyone who says that there should just be peace and forget about the rest of everything else going on, that is just this privileged, Western, never experienced the outside world point of view, all right? If you simply say, we can't afford it, we can't give you any money, sorry, good luck, then I disagree, but I understand. All right? If you say that there needs to be not just America's pulling out, good luck dealing with your shit, Ukraine, but no, we're going to enforce a peace on you because we think there should be peace on terms that are not good to Ukraine, that's the ridiculous part. All right? Like, I expect the Ukrainians to keep fighting after America pieces out. And if America enforces a peace deal, I expect Ukrainians to fight that as well. As they should. As they should. Those are two different issues. I just want to make it clear. Those are two different issues. We can't afford to fund you anymore is one issue. And we think the war should stop for humanitarian reasons is a second issue. Okay? The first one is much more reasonable than the second. The second one is just this very privileged Western view of things. Let's see here. Lives in Dev's Walls, $2. Dev, you somehow still need troll lessons. Here's the thing, though. Like, a lot of these guys aren't fucking trolling, dude. They're actually just, like, retarded. I don't know what the fuck to say. Sean, $2. I think I didn't know where your gray hair came from. Nah, just getting older, man. Just getting older. $5 from Aaron Gray. A leaf has to tell y'all how to be American because you retards have been subverted. Some of y'all are so cooked to bend over for Putin. Disgraceful. Based. Lives in Dev's Walls.
Current situation equals a Zoe Quinn burger meme out of 5.
Divided by 5. Steam Troll Mike, thank you, man. My theory is that most of the new right were leftists from the Bush era and the real conservatives made their mistake of letting them in the 2010s. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. A lot of the people who support the right now were like, man, I used to be like a left-wing anti-war guy back in the day. And it's like, yeah, well, you still kind of are. God's Whip, €5, thank you.
What a name.
Yeah. Check casualty rates for the Finnish Winter War against the Soviets from Wikipedia, Dev. You will laugh so hard. Russia is kind of a lame boogeyman. I mean, all true, but they still have to be stopped, though, right? They still got to be stopped. Matrix for 50, I think those are kroners. Thank you. Ukrainians, there's some weeds in my backyard. Rightoids for some reason. I'm sick of both weeds and anti-weeds. Malik for $20. Thank you, man. Dev is correct. A nation's sovereignty is worth more than the lives of its citizens. By definition, since it is only through sovereignty that lives, cultures, and property are protected. Essence of the social contract. Exactly. Now, that does not mean that like your country can't do bad things or you shouldn't rebel against your government sometimes, obviously. But this idea that peace is more important than sovereignty is just, it's fucking ridiculous. No.
Look, if you want the war to continue, just say it. But don't cope and seethe by trying to pretend no negotiation could have happened.
I want the war to end, but I want justice to be served. An unjust peace is worse than a just war. And there you go. That's how it is.
How did you mistype World War II R-worded? Are you on your phone? Because that's the only way I can see that. It's the same key.
You can't have your... Isn't the nation's sovereignty above its citizens?
Understandable then.
Oh my god. Please, the leftists abuse the term fascist too much. Don't you start doing it too. Oh. Spoken like an idealist. Yeah, based. Based, dude. Anyway, yeah. Loser fucking hippies. Yeah, pretty much. The right wingers become a bunch of hippies. You know what? That's what it is. Think about it. Today's right wingers, they're all like, you know, like boomers, you know, like in their like 50s and 60s, like those guys, they were all hippies back in the day.
Well, many of them were.
Yeah.
Again, Dev. Well, they had no negotiations happening with Russia. I've seen too much retardation of where just giving Russia what they want when no negotiations have ever been properly happening with Russia.
I understand that point of view. However, negotiation at this point would simply serve to entrench what Russia has gained. That would be it. Like, what's the negotiation? Oh, Russia stops the war. Okay, well, is Russia giving back what it's stolen? No. Is Russia giving back like the people it's stolen? No. Like, is there going to be any sort of punishment for Russian aggression? No. Like, no. Okay. Oh.
Just take a deep breath.
When someone has done something wrong, you do not negotiate with them, at least until the wrong has been righted. All right? Like, someone steals your stuff. You go over to his house and it's like, well, I'm going to negotiate with you. Can I have like half of it back? No. You fucking stop him. Yeah, this is war, not a fairy tale. It is war, which is why you should not be so cucked. So cucked not to fight it. I don't think that Ukraine should lose or not continue fighting, but other countries funding and fighting at the risk of actual annihilation. Again, we're looping now, and you're coming back around to the same roadblock you can't get over, all right? If you're worried about the nuclear annihilation thing, then you have already lost.
Well,
You've already you've already lost. You've already lost. Because if Russia has nukes and you're like, we can't cross this line, they're going to use the nukes on us, you've lost. Because they will keep just moving that line that you can't cross up further and further and further until eventually they've taken everything. Because you won't cross it. As simple as that. It's as simple as fucking that, dude.
I mean, if you want to make it even simpler, even if Russia didn't have nukes, if you let one country take over, like, another country, then what's to stop them from just taking over another country, and
Yes.
then another country,
Yes.
and then they're much, much bigger than your country,
Mm-hmm.
which means that they can they can more easily take it over now, too, and then they will. Like, just take the nukes out of it. That's just what happens when you let other countries take over other countries, which is why the world kind of stopped letting everyone do that.
But now it's happening again.
Yeah.
And it's not being enforced. So
Yeah.
no. If to go back like half an hour ago, if I were in charge, yeah, I probably would have dropped a nuke or two on Russia at this point.
Well, Sigurther, I assume that other countries would start nuking Russia, because they started it.
Yep. It's not our war. It will be once they've done conquering other
Okay,
countries.
hold on,
Exactly.
hold on. Tell me what you expect or demand Russia compromise on in negotiations. What do they have to give up in the peace?
Everything they've taken. I don't think the Ukrainians will settle for anything but the Russians going home, and they shouldn't settle for anything than that. Forever wars are back on the menu, boys. No. Forever wars are only forever wars if you don't fucking win them. Dev doesn't understand that the West lost this war a long time ago. Russia can literally sit back, do nothing, and watch as Europe collapses in on it. See, this is the demoralized cuckery that I was talking about earlier. All right, Yuri Bezmenov was talking about like hippies who had been demoralized and they had lost faith in their country and their civilization, and they had basically become subverted. You are the right wing version of that. Yeah.
Dev admits he would have killed everyone in his nuclear hellfire for his morals.
Yeah.
That's a big L, dude.
That's how it should be. Yeah. Listen.
Well, wait.
No, just wait. The Russians are doing the same thing right now, guys. All right? If you do not overmatch them, then you lose to them. It's as simple as that. Simple as that.
I just wanted to point out that if you do nuke literally everybody, there's no more morals anymore because everybody's dead.
Based.
That's not now!
Okay. Listen. Okay. Wait. Why isn't Russia invading NATO countries because they have members with nukes? Again, stupid. And here's why. Trump's already pulling back. Trump wants America out of NATO. Trump wants American troops out of Eastern Europe. This is the preparation for those events. It's going to fucking happen. All right? It's going to fucking happen. Better dead than red. Exactly. Based.
Man, I wish I had enough of my thoughts put together to angrily slap back at so many people that keep saying, well, Dev, if you fucking care about this so much, go fight on the front lines. And it's like, but an individual person shouldn't be responsible for that. It should actually be the governments of like the free countries that don't want like that should be sending people.
Look at this. This is coming up as low T Spurg. Hold on. All right? The low T position is to be a pacifist cuck, and that's what you are. You fucking are right now, dude. All right.
Just scream, listen. No. Fuck you.
Okay, hold on. You said that's good. Europe can assert its sovereignty without American bases. Okay, yeah. But now you've changed the conversation. Now the goalposts have been shifted. You said Russia will not attack European countries with a NATO presence because America. But now that presence is gone, Russia will attack them. Poland is actually next on the chopping block. All right, the Baltics actually are next on the chopping block without American involvement. So all of this, oh, they're not going to attack because NATO. That's off the table now.
I appreciate you supporting me, Aaron Gray.
$2, do the dog man. I keep hearing you cry. It's not fair. Grow up. I'm not crying. It's not fair. I'm saying it's not right. And in fact, we should use our might to enforce what is right. All right? Which is why my solution is stop making the war worse by prolonging it. Pull the Band-Aid off. March in, destroy them, since the Russians only seem to respect strength. The Russians only seem to respect bloodshed. So feed it to them. And feed it to them until they've had their fill. And then they will stop. All right?
Pacifism? Nah, it's called looking out for me and mine. I'm not responsible for the world. I'm not responsible for Europe. I'm not your daddy.
Yeah, so this is again the American demoralization. The loss of American exceptionalism. America is no longer, in your view, America is no longer the world leader. America is no longer the great country that it was. It is in fact simply fading into the background the way that the leftist wanted.
Yeah, like, to be fair, like, on an individual level, unless you are in the military, on an individual...
I saw you over on Kick, Neon Reagan, don't worry.
Yeah, we saw you, you're good. Anyway, on an individual level, unless you're in the military, yeah, it's not your responsibility, except, you know, supporting your country to do, like, good things, and then rebelling against your government if they're being evil shits. But, like, it's your government's responsibility to, like, take care of injustices in the world if you want to be, you know, a free, like, I am for justice sort of country. To be fair, that's only my opinion.
America's exceptional. We are sick of solving all your problems. No, you're just wrong about that. All right, American exceptionalism, the great American century was basically built off of like creating a power block of aligned countries that all traded with each other and defended each other. All right, when an isolationist America is far less great than what has come before.
Festiva, I've seen you say like similar shit. You still haven't responded to the would you help your neighbor if their home was being invaded? Because you've said the same shit multiple times about how you don't care about Ukraine and stuff. But if you would help your neighbor if their home is being invaded by burglars, then your opinion is hypocritical. And also, I want to add to my last opinion about governments wanting justice for the world.
Mm-hmm.
All governments should want to do that.
Yep.
All the government should want to do that. Everyone should be helping each other. I would consider it. How? Because listen, if you would help your neighbor when they're in trouble, then you should help this other country that's in trouble. I'm not saying you specifically should do it, but your government should do it.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
God. Yomi cooks. Listen, I bake slightly. I lightly toast.
Okay, hold on. Willowson, if you do not care what the person halfway around the world, then stop shaking your finger at me and being like, "Oh, Dev wants to prolong the war. He likes those dead bodies halfway around the world that I don't actually care about." Like fuck off. Anyway. Are you leaving, Tidge? No. Anyway, listen.
Well, I didn't say that, Harper, you shit. I swear to God. Come here so I can throw a pillow at you.
Anyway, listen. Americans should have intervened more directly a long time ago, with way more than they currently have intervened. They should have simply unleashed everything they had, and then turned Russia into a rubble, and then made sure that they could never once again march on Europe. That's how you fucking stop them.
I think you're in my opinion slightly different in this, where I think that Europe should have done that already.
Sure, no, I agree. I agree, right?
Like, they should have done that before America did anything.
Like, Europe should also
Europe's closer.
Europe should also arm up and do it as well. But basically, the Russians seem to have it in their head that they can just gobble up small countries around them with impunity, and that idea will still be in their head as long as you keep letting them do it. All right? So give them a few million war dead, and then say, go the fuck home and never darken our doorstep again, and then maybe they'll think twice about doing it again. Because that's how you stop strongmen, is you make them fucking hurt. You can't negotiate with them. They don't make deals, they violate deals. You have to hurt them. And it's so stupid. Like, you guys,
Well, actually,
you don't understand
hang on.
power. If you want them to stop, you have to hurt them.
I have a hypothetical for the chat. Okay, so ignoring Ukraine. This is about Ukraine, but like we're gonna ignore that it's Ukraine. Since Canada's right above you, like America, like for those of you who are American, I'm assuming most people are American in the chat. For those of you who are American, if Canada was being invaded by a foreign power who was much stronger than them, you know, like let's just say Canada's weaker than they are right now, you know, if Canada was being invaded by a foreign power that was stronger than them, do you people in the chat think that the U.S. should help Canada? And as an added to that, the foreign powers.
You're really yelling. You're like yelling.
Sorry, well, you've been yelling this whole time. The foreign powers said that they would not invade the U.S., just Canada.
No. Yes. If Canada was being invaded, I'd send myself to help if I could.
Okay, so those
Fuck
of you
Canada.
in the chat who said that you would literally not help your actual physical neighbor are fucking retarded. Like, actual pieces of shit. Like, legitimately. 100%. I'm sorry if that offends you, but fuck you.
Oh my god. Okay.
Like-
What Wilson says, you never have a position of strength, and it shows you believe that pain is a way to show strength. No. There are obviously other ways to show strength than pain, but pain is what the Russians respect. They don't respect those other ways of showing strength. That's been done already. It has had no effect. What will affect the Russians is giving them more war dead. That's what will stop them.
You frame that. No, listen. This is
Ukraine?
Shut up. This is what's going on with Ukraine right now. A huge power entity is fighting a much smaller power entity. And they said that they're not going to invade anywhere else, just Ukraine. Okay? So, if your literal physical if you would not help out your literal physical country neighbor in the hypothetical that I just gave you, then what's to stop the country that's invading Canada to then just invade you? They could just be lying.
Yeah.
You know, just like Russia's probably doing about Ukraine. Because
Yes.
if they invade Ukraine, they're probably going to invade other things, as history has shown us.
Wilson says pain is the only way to affect the Russians. You want to accuse others of dehumanization. Oh, no. I'm not accusing anyone of dehumanization. And also, I'm not even being dehumanizing. I just understand Russian culture. All right? Like, if you haven't like read any history at all of Russian warfare, all right? Whether that be during the communist era, whether that be before the communist era, any of the wars that Russia's been involved in, they have had no problem with millions of people dying in a meat grinder, all right? It does not affect them. That's what they do. Like, you just don't know. You just haven't read any history. You don't know any of this. Like, that's how you stop Russia, all right? It's not with, careful negotiation. It's not with giving them a deal. It's not with giving them things, all right? They will simply backstab you. They have always done this for more than 100 fucking years, all right? Russia is stopped when they're made to stop.
Okay, you've paused. I can talk now. Someone said earlier, talking about how Saskatchewan and Alberta have caused a shit ton of flack from the east.
Mm-hmm.
Shut the fuck up with that bullshit. Literally wasn't talking about that at all. Shut the fuck up, you retard. 2, Dev, why have you not talked about the Indian immigration to Canada? Made a video about it.
Just haven't.
Lazy.
Kind of. I probably will though. I do have like a
You
Canadian.
probably should.
I do have a Canadian immigration video like lined up. Yeah,
You
but
probably should.
yeah, because it's pretty bad. People die in a meat grinder in Russia. You need to
Anyway.
give Russia. Hold on. There's
Wait.
a country.
Wait.
No, not wait. Okay, what? Go. Do it. Go.
After you respond to that comment, we should probably actually move on to articles.
How
Because
about,
this is
how
a
about
dumb
moving,
conversation.
How about moving on to super chats because there's still more of them.
Well, we should move on to super chats after your response.
Yes.
And then move on to articles.
Is Russia sending people into a meat grinder the good thing? No, but that's their choice. In the past 500 years of Russian history, you can end each period with, and then things got worse. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. People die in a meat grinder in Russia. You need to give Russia pain to stop them. You realize the contradictory that is, right? No. You don't understand, okay? Basically, if the Russians, like, invade a country and they lose 100,000 soldiers, in the United States, that would be a ridiculous travesty. If America went to war and lost 100,000 soldiers, that would be a fucking scandal in the States. In Russia, that would be like a Tuesday. All right? You need high death counts for the Russians to start reconsidering what they're doing. Much higher than for a Western nation. All right? That's the point. That is the fucking point. All right? They don't listen to negotiations. They don't make deals. They will simply invade you again later. And killing only a few of them will not stop them. How do you deal with a country like that, though? You go to war with them. And then you have to inflict more losses on them than is their threshold for stopping versus continuing. And that's a pretty high number when it comes to the Russians. That is simply how it is.
Honkler, it's not like Canada's not participating in the Ukraine war as well. I'm not saying that America is probably not taking the brunt, well, not anymore, but like taking the brunt of the expenses. But it's not like the country that we are currently living is also not participating.
So I recall seeing somewhere in an article somewhere that it was estimated that Putin needs 1 million casualties before it starts to actually like threaten his grip on power internally. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, like if America had 100,000 casualties, you'd see a president impeached, right? So like that's the difference between the two of them. Is like, oh shit, you actually want there to be some sort of internal destabilization and loss of morale for the war. You need to kill many more Russians than you'd kill Americans. That's basically how it has to be.
Hearing Dev's thoughts is more entertaining. Yes, well, this conversation is making me angry.
Oh my
so
god,
we should stop.
You're just coming off as a war hawk right now. Okay, you know what? Banish the word war hawk from your fucking vocabulary, because you have been buck broken by the specter of the Second Iraq War. America had a legitimately awful war that had no purpose for happening in the Second Iraq War. And as a result, that war has given your entire country and your entire national identity PTSD. And now you think all war is bad, nothing can actually happen, we can't ever defend ourselves because someone might fucking die. No. There are just wars and there are unjust wars. And there is a difference between the two of them. All right?
Well, so war hawk is badass, I agree.
And just because you cry over the fact that America made a massive mistake in Iraq does not mean that you should completely abandon the moral center of your entire country and become this demoralized piece of shit. Banish the word buck broken from your vocabulary until you get a leg somewhere. Yeah, okay. Again, we're looping back around to the previous thing. Yeah. People who are veterans who have suffered those kind of losses, that's important. That's very important. It is not more important than the larger story that I talked about. Would you simply allow someone to invade your country and run over it so that one veteran doesn't lose his leg? Obviously fucking not. Obviously fucking not. Okay. Oh wait, Russia's fighting a just war. The occupied land is the Russian majority. No, it's not. It's actually not. It's about 30% Russian.
Man,
Okay.
fucking
Let's do the super chats because you keep skipping them.
yeah.
Here.
I don't know.
I'm gonna scroll back and do super chats. Thank you very much for all the supers today, guys. I do appreciate it. Oh my God, we're almost at the goal of 50.
Ah, thanks guys.
Yeah, I said I'll do I said I'll go longer. We'll do like you know what? We'll do the video game show if we get to the goal.
Yeah.
We'll play video games after this.
Unless you're too fucking burnt out from arguing about this
I'll
for so
be
fucking
fine.
long. Anyway, for all of you who keep saying that Dev should just go to the front lines if he cares about it so much, I expect to see at least 2 to 3 homeless people held up in your homes. If you don't have those yet, then you're not allowed to tell Dev to go fight in the front lines until you show me proof that you have taken care of the homeless
my
people
God.
in your own country.
Willowson's like, you keep calling Americans demoralized, but they aren't. They're more gung ho, I assume, by picking their country and stopping the cartels at the border. Okay, yeah, I agree with Trump on the border stuff. Fair enough. But if you think America's getting fixed internally, you're out to fucking lunch. All right, like taxes are already being raised on the lower class. All right, internal spending's already being fucking gutted. Like, listen, any money that you're saving with U.S. aid, that's not going to the American working class to help them out. That's not going to fucking happen. It's so fucking stupid. Okay, here we go. Super chats. Let me see here. Is this it? Okay. Goodman, thank you for the $5, dude.
Wait, I'm interrupting. Starhawks.
Oh my God!
Listen, let me interrupt you, shit. Starhawks, for this stream, you have to change your name to Warhawks. That is all. Continue.
Okay. Let's see here. What is your opinion on Americans treating veterans, World War II, Vietnam, Iraq, like shit, spitting on them for their sacrifices? Yeah, that's ridiculous. Honestly, even if you don't like a war, you should not treat veterans poorly, in my opinion.
Oh yeah,
that's so stupid.
Veterans should honestly be treated with almost like the highest respect that society has to offer. Seriously.
Yep.
Even if you're anti-war, I don't care. The veterans fought in the war already. Like they should be treated with respect, and it's a shame that society doesn't already do that.
Well, listen, you're so like mind raped. No. Listen, the point is, the out of control government spending is not going to stop. Trump will not do that. All right? At least the Democrats, in their stupidity, tried to spend some of it on humanitarian purposes. This money is now simply going to go to Trump and his friends. And that's that. All right? I don't know if you've noticed, but Elon Musk's companies have gotten a whole bunch more contracts in the background while everyone's been working on other things and paying attention to different headlines. I don't know if you noticed, but a whole bunch of lawsuits against Elon Musk's companies for various safety violations have been quietly dropped. All right? Like, Trump is far more swamp than the people he replaced. It's as simple as that. No, Sigurther. No. Oh my God. People who have never been in war are the quickest to engage in it. Those of us who have recognized the importance of peace. I'm not saying peace isn't important. All right? But you're literally saying, oh, war is so terrible that we should simply let the people who start wars do whatever they want because it's so bad to engage in. We can't. We just can't do it. Just roll over. Oh, Putin wants my tight asshole. Oh, it's not worth going to war over. Just fuck it. Here, I'll spread it wide for you. Oh.
Well, Tesla
So
isn't
stupid.
doing well.
So fucking dumb.
Listen to the Elon Musk's other stuff, not Tesla though. Tesla's too recognizable, so people stopped buying it.
Yeah, the out of control spending will not end. The Congress just put forward some budget that had an increased debt ceiling again. The out of control spending will not end. Trump didn't stop it the first time. He's not stopping it this time.
Yeah, do it, Wilson. That way, if Dev's wrong, you can shove it in his face, and then Dev will be like, "Yep, I was wrong."
Yep.
Whoops.
Yep. Okay. Dev goes viral for politics. The entire Game Boomers cast, both past and present, have yet to go viral for gaming.
That's because we all suck at playing video games. We're all really, really bad. At this point, you're the best at platformers, and Dave's gone like actually really good at playing Dark Souls games, and I am just terrible. But that's it.
Wait, why bring that up though? Like, what does it matter? The gaming stuff's obviously just us hanging out. What is it? Like, what the fuck?
Listen, it's because then you have to be either more popular. More popular!
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, hold on. Let's keep going here. Holtzinator for $5. Thank you. Would else be coming back? Not for a while. Holtzinator for $5. It's hard for me to have much patriotism when all our institutions are devoted to rewriting our history with us as the villains. Hey, that's a problem too. All right, but you know what? The right wing's doing that too now. The right wing is doing that too. They're just doing it differently, but they're doing it. Starhawks, $5. Dev, you misunderstood my chat on the Archcast yesterday. I was lamenting Trump's inability to denounce Putin in any meaningful way and how petulant he is. Yeah, okay, fair enough. I understood. Yeah, I get it. And yeah, dude, it's so dumb. It's so fucking dumb. Let's see here.
Wait, Naomi, Marvel Rivals solo stream when? Listen, I've been doing real bad at Marvel Rivals lately. I made my way to like Grandmaster 3, and I have slowly been deranking to I think Diamond 2.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
So maybe not.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Okay. $5. Bill Skinner. I'm not sure. I think we should fund Ukraine. Maybe we should reenact the Gulf War on Moscow. Force Russia to be to the table on our terms. 3 months and lube. Based. March to Moscow, baby. Fuck them. General Grievous, $5. Does that mean Dev would be on Rorschach's side in the Watchmen film? I'm talking about the unjust peace part. I mean, I do not recall the Watchmen film that much anymore. Fuck. Maybe. I don't know. I do know that Alan Moore, or whatever his name was, I think it's Alan Moore. He thinks that Rorschach is a fascist. He doesn't even understand his own fucking work. Jonas, thanks for the €5. The right using Darvo tactics like the left did when it came to the British grooming gangs against Ukraine was not on my bingo card. Yeah, it's fucking nuts, dude. The right wing has become as bad as the left. In many ways worse. Meshez, I can't pronounce that, but thank you for the 50 PLNs. I fully agree with Dev. Have Kraut made some comments about recent events? I think he has similar view on the topic, and he also can well express his opinion. It seems like the U.S. went back to realism. I do talk to Kraut sometimes, and I know what you mean. Yeah, the U.S., they're going back to the whole spheres of influence Mearsheimer thing. Yeah, which, by the way, is kind of dumb. But thank you very much for the super chat. I do appreciate it. Yeah. Drewski, $10. Do you have any plans to make a video on the New York congestion pricing discourse? Saw a lot of bad takes on it, mostly on the right. Thought your video on 15-minute cities were well done and balanced. I don't know what the New York congestion pricing discourse is. This is completely news to me. I don't know what that is, man. I'm sorry. But thank you. I guess I could look into it, but I don't know what it is. Atomic Lemon Studios, give Ukraine nukes. Yes. Give Ukraine nukes. Hold on. Jay Hendricks, why do these people tune in if they don't even listen? I'm reading the super chats. This is literally me listening. Okay.
Wait.
I'm going to lose it.
What? I don't think he was talking about.
Was he talking about me? Oh.
Why do these people tune in?
Oh, I thought. Okay. Yeah, sorry.
Good job, Dad.
No. See, he's
Do you want
talking.
me to go make you more coffee?
Yes, please. Here's my mug.
Sure.
More coffee, please.
I'll go pee and make you more coffee.
Sounds good. Yeah, sorry, Jay. No, why do these people tune in if they don't even listen? I thought they don't even listen referred to us, not the people who are here. Yeah.
You're an idiot, Dev.
Not everyone is here to shit on you.
Learn how to read.
a lot of
Reading
people are.
comprehension.
A lot of people are. Hold on, Nugget Keeper. America took Ukraine's nukes. They should just give them back. Okay. I hate Trump's Ukraine policy as much as you do, but you're wrong that he wants it of NATO. Check out William Spaniel's video he released today. I'll look at it. But you know what? I think Trump could actually, and may even try to pull America out of NATO. I think so. Have you seen Adam Friended saying the U.S. should give Ukraine nukes? I have not seen that, but they should. Yes. Use the U.S. aid savings for 2 more carrier groups. More American carriers. Based. Ukraine never had nukes. That's not true. That's not true. They did. Let's see. I've been very pro-America for the past decade, but I've become completely Gaullist over the years. De Gaulle was right about the USA. I don't recall what de Gaulle said about the USA. What did he say? Didn't Russian soldiers go AWOL to help Ukraine? I think some of them did, but not that many. Sparkles. I'm correct. I would take the opportunity to take Canada myself. Nice. Sean King, $5. Should Canada allow France or England to place nuclear arms in Canada to deter Russia from our Arctic territory? Yes, of course. Why not? Holznader. I would let the population of Canada be wiped out to remove all the leftists and then slaughter the invaders and annex it. All leftists must die. Dude! That's wild! What the fuck? Holznader sent some bot tricks. I saw them, man. Thank you. Appreciated. Adam Unfriended, $5. If Canada ever gets invaded, it'll only help if they join us 51st state. Otherwise, they're on their own. Based. De Gaulle was very anti-USA because America tried to cover up France after World War II. He foresaw that being dependent on America was a mistake and that would bite Europe in the ass in the future. Yeah, I guess de Gaulle was correct, yeah. Podvosky, and once again, requesting to be freed from the sewers. Thank you for the $10 super chat. All right, mods. God damn it. Okay, mods. Let Podovsky into the server. He has now paid $10. Go ahead. Give him his passport. Jasso Havens, $5. Controversial opinion. Dev, give Border Patrol nukes. Build Ukraine a wall. Base. Let's do it. And then EB for $5. Crazy that Dev actually won me over. American exceptionalism equals courtesy of the red, white, and blue by Toby Keith. Awesome. Thanks very much for all the support, guys. I appreciate it. Anyway, listen. Supporting Ukraine is based. Hold on. Wait. Miss Sparkles, I have a question before I go. Do you guys, as Dev fans, think making a hug box for Dev is good for him as a person? Do you think it's going to help him as a person to have a bunch of yes men? Sparkles, do you think that's happening here? Like, I'm actively arguing with the audience. There's no yes men here. We're actually debating this. Like, I think the audience is retarded. They think that I'm retarded. But there's no hug box here. I mean, to the symposium, fat. I'm still not there. Lives in Dev's walls. Mods, Adam, I guess. Wait, do you... Yeah. Wait, link up your YouTube with your Discord account then, because you have one of those YouTube thingies. Those YouTube memberships. They all got red. Yeah, all of them got red. Dev's in a punch box, not a hug box, yeah. The Budapest Memorandum was 30 years ago. The conditions of everything has changed. Hey, listen. A deal's a deal, baby. Either you honor your deals or you don't. It's very simple to say the conditions have changed. We're not honoring this anymore. It's like, well, then you can't be trusted. Should have someone from the audience debate you? Maybe one day, El Pato. Thank you for the 20. I heard Blonde is gone and others that have left that disagree with him. Well, Sparkles, I'm not building a hug box. They want a hug box. That's why they've left. All right? Blonde is welcome to come back. Blonde is he's not banned. He is welcome to come back. The door is open for Blonde to return. But Blonde has decided from his side not to come back. So Blonde cannot stand disagreeing with me. Simple as that. You missed a $5 from me towards the start about how big tent nature of American parties makes them parliamentary coalitions. I'm sorry I missed it, but thank you for the $5. I appreciate it. The U.S. can be trusted. They can be trusted to topple sovereign governments, all right? There's the demoralization. There it is. Yuri Bezmenov at work. Demoralized, baby. Having a sip of water. Thanks, Naomi. You're the best.
I know. Well, I put my mic on. I forgot to ask you to do it last time.
That's fine.
No, it's not. It's annoying.
Okay, you're muted.
Wait, can I still turn my mic off?
No.
Not like at all?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Coffee's good, baby.
Hey.
Here we go.
Hi guys, I'm
back
back.
on.
Did you miss me? Were you able to survive without me and just Dev? I know I'm super important to the SIP. Right?
Mhm.
Right?
Fuck off. How much bad is your country allowed to get away with before it's no longer demoralization to point it out?
Ow.
Listen, you can point out bad things your country's done, of course. And in fact, if your country does bad things, you need to write that course, right? However, helping Ukraine isn't a bad thing. That's not on the list of bad things. Hold on. I want to debate Dev. This is the issue that made me unsub, and I defended Dev. Okay, listen. Well, then go. You've unsubbed. Why are you still here?
Wait, who unsubbed?
Honkler.
Oh.
Yeah, so then fucking go. Apparently you're not my audience because you unsubbed, so I don't care. I think the issue is that some people think you're too far gone. I, however, you can be wrong on so many things. You have the capacity for change, as do all human beings at the French. But here's the thing, though. In the ways that I have changed over the years, which aren't that many, but in the ways that I have become more correct. All right? I have moved away from my less correct positions into more correct positions. Hey there, Zio Kitsune. What's up? This bickering in Dev's... wait, hold on. This bickering is Dev's chat's version of a hug box. Dev's take was so good, I unsubbed just so I could sub again. Based. The weekly sips, all my streams go up on the Stream Archive channel, man. Go watch them there.
No, also aren't pretty much all of them up on Devon Friends, except for the ones that were too spicy.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't suppose you could have been fooled?
Channels.
Yeah. You don't suppose you could have been fooled and taken in a few wrong ideas too? I'm open to that position, but I never see any evidence of it. Very rarely. I keep looking. It's like, was I wrong about this? And it's like, nope. Evidence lines up. Evidence lines up. Evidence lines up. And it's like, where is it? Where is it?
So I like how it's been almost 2 hours and we're still just talking about the same topic.
That's fine.
I'm not saying it's not.
Yeah.
But usually whenever we go for 2 hours, it's like talking about several topics.
Yeah.
Yeah. This time it's just been one.
This is the big one, man. This is the big one. Hold on. Let's. Hold on. Wait. There's many things I want to talk about that appeared in the chat. But we should actually get on with it, shouldn't we? We've hung out for 2 hours. It's been a fun 2 hours. We're 2 super chats away, and 40 minutes to go for us to do the gaming stream afterwards. So let's do the articles. You guys want to read the articles? Fucking finally.
All in all, spoken like a dude who has no kids.
Like, look at it's so stupid. Like, that doesn't matter. Like, is the logic sound or not? Is what matters.
Listen.
Personal attacks don't fucking like.
Listen, the future doesn't matter unless you have children. Don't you know that? Ooh, $10. Thank you, Sean.
Hey, devs, don't you us get distracted. $10. I've been thinking about the political left in Canada continuing commitment to environmentalism, such as Mark Hammy or the block comments, and it made sense after I thought about your luxury beliefs video. Oh yeah, Mark Carney is a bit different because he wasn't a part of Trudeau's cabinet. He's kind of like an outsider to the Liberal Party. So the fact that he's coming in and he's more popular than than Trudeau's successor is still still a good thing.
$5. Who'd you vote for in the Ontario election? I voted for New Blue.
I didn't even know it was going on until after it happened, man.
Yeah, I told Dev, and then he forgot, and I was like, "Do you want to go out?" And you were just like, "No, I'm busy." And I was like, "Okay." And then, yeah, Dev forgot to vote again. So you're not allowed to. So you know what? That's the real reason why Dev doesn't complain about Canadian politics. Because I've told him the rule is he's not allowed to complain if he forgets to vote.
So Holtz there for $2 says, "We are demoralized. The best way to fix that is to televise the torture and execution of all America bad people." That includes a lot of MAGA, dude. That includes a lot of MAGA.
Listen, just bring back gladiatorial rings, and the U.S. will be fixed.
So hold on. This reminded me a lot of when the Amazing Atheist imploded. Okay, like, man, maybe I should make a video on it, but there is something to be said about why YouTubers shrink in size sometimes. And sometimes it's because they lose their fucking minds. And sometimes it's because their audiences are actually, like, just a bunch of shitters. And the YouTubers, like, I don't want to cater to you guys anymore. And then they lose their audience.
Okay, no.
Both of these things happen.
Wait, Katana, I want you to know that Dev has multiple ad blockers, so he doesn't get any ads, and it's honestly amazing. Like, the amount of things I'm like, "Hey, Dev, did you know this was happening?" He was like, "No, what?" And I was like, "It's literally all over all social media." And he was like, "Well, I don't fucking know." Like, multiple times a week, guys. Multiple times a week.
MAGA is America. MAGA is America bad. Yes, it is. It actually is. Okay, do you recall Antifa being like, "We're clearly just anti-fascist because it's in the name"? Yes. MAGA operates the same way. They are the opposite of what their name says. And yeah, there are a couple yeah, so like Sig Arthur and Some Dumb Spider. And listen, guys, just because we're arguing and I think that your position is stupid, doesn't mean that I think, like, you're bad, obviously, you know? There are some people I have just kicked out of here for being terrible people. You guys are still here because, like, I don't do that. Like, we disagree a lot, but I still, like, there's still a level of respect here, you know?
Wait a minute, hold on, I must interrupt. Gladiators don't fight to the death, though, Naomi. They'd be useless. Isn't there a whole thing, maybe, I don't know, because I haven't researched it, and I am going off of Hollywood, but wasn't there a thing where, like, gladiators could be killed? Like, that many of them did fight to the death because,
I'm not sure.
like, there's the thumb up and thumb down thing.
That might have just been yeah,
well,
like
I don't
a movie
know.
thing.
Listen, I unfortunately learned many things from from Hollywood. All of them were bad.
Okay.
I probably did. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I haven't bothered to research it because I don't care.
So here we go. Dev, you've legitimately been more confrontational lately. It's not just some of your audience. I have been, yes. I actually have been more confrontational lately, purposely. Because I realized that when I was less confrontational, I allowed people to simply roll over me with no pushback. All right? And that is ultimately what caused the bridge burning with V back, a year ago, is that I was letting myself get rolled over by him, and to a lesser extent by Sargon and Arch. But I was letting myself get rolled over continuously and just being the polite guy who didn't want to rock the boat. I didn't want to do anything bad. I just wanted to make everyone's chill, everyone's cool. I wanted to be that guy. And I simply just let myself get trampled on. And I eventually just said, you know what? I think I need to stop this. I need to stop letting this happen. And if that means ruffling feathers, then the feathers should be ruffled. But I think I should not simply allow myself to be trampled on, which is why I am more confrontational.
Did you call Honkler a mega person?
I don't think I did.
Well,
I called him an idiot.
He said... I mean, they are synonyms.
Zab11, thanks for the $7. The Zelensky debacle is the worst diplomatic fuck-up I've ever seen. I can't think of any worse. Now maybe watch pride get in the way of peace. Yeah, kinda. Yeah. Holzner, $2. I included MAGA intentionally. Based. Thank you, man.
Okay, yes, okay, thumb up, thumb down, the thing originated from 19th century painting, wasn't really a thing, mostly because gladiators cost a lot to train and feed and house. I mean, that's fair.
Hold on. I don't think telling people to leave and take a hike is a good tactic of being more confrontational, sticking up for yourself. Here's the thing. If you guys are sub to me and you watch my content and we disagree on things and we're fighting in the chat, but there's still a moment where after the fight is over, we're still cool, I will never tell you to go away. If you come in and you say, I've unsubbed to you. You're terrible. I'll just say, get the fuck out. I'm clearly not making content for you. Get the fuck out.
Filthy Freeaboo. I enjoy your name. Oh, okay, sorry, Honkler.
You can fight with a spoon afterwards, yes.
Like, I swear to God, there's this screen shows a shit ton of messages, but like, I feel like it only shows like one tiny paragraph at a time of what we're talking about, and then it like skips 8 messages to move on to the next paragraph. And I'm just like, wait.
Fuck you, haven't subbed. You're bad faith. I love you guys. Okay. Should we do articles? Let's do them. Let's do them, you fucking faggots.
You're not enough of a faggot to say that word. Only I can say faggot.
Stranger approaches woman on... Wait, fuck. Hold on.
I'm more gay than you.
Okay. Now, okay, I want you to... Hold on.
Oh no.
Wait, would you like it if you had socialist supporters? Yes. Hopefully I can convert them away from socialism the way that I want to convert MAGA away from MAGAism. Yes. Okay. Now listen fucking here.
Did you read that?
Shut up for a
super
minute.
chat? Did
I
you
don't
read
care.
the super
Shut
chat?
up. Shut up. Now, you want to say that again? Because I'm pretty sure I could reveal a thing or two here that kind of, puts into doubt your own bisexual credential.
Listen. Okay, you want to know why? Without revealing secret things, you shit, that I'm more gay than you, just on a surface level.
Yeah.
Is because you only like men that look like girls.
Hey, Naomi.
Well, you do.
Let's talk a little bit about
I like everybody.
your before you dated me, the girl that you dated. Okay.
Okay, don't be mean.
Let's prove something wrong here.
Listen. Just because I haven't had a lot of same-sex relationships does not make me less gay than you. We're just talking about preferences. If you are a bisexual man who only likes men if they look more like women.
Like femboys or trans women, you know
Yes,
what I mean?
and I'm not saying that's a bad thing, by the way. I'm just saying that that's a fact. That makes you less gay than the bisexual woman who likes everybody. I like bears, I like otters, I like fucking larger women and skinny women and goth women and looking fucking bimbo women. I don't care. Everybody's hot. But if you are more picky, then that makes me more gay than you.
Okay, listen. This fucking honkler guy is being like, I'm not even gonna donate to Dev. Why are you fucking here? Okay. Anyway, okay.
Yeah, see, Naomi is correct. See, I'm correct.
$5 from Anton. I'm pro peace is Mega's version of just be a decent human being. It's empty virtue signaling. Yeah, I agree. Willazin, $10. Thank you very much. Gladiators fought wild animals, prisoners of war, criminals, and their gladiators. However, gladiatorial death was uncommon as they were the Hollywood stars of their era. They were there to entertain. Oh, well, thank you. Dev was always late. Ipso facto, more gay.
More gay.
Okay, yeah.
You know what? Fair.
No. Okay, some dumb spider, okay? There are certain things I don't tolerate. If people say, like, hey, I fucking hate you, okay, fine, whatever. If people say, I've unsubbed to give me attention, eventually I just ban them. If people say, don't donate money to Dev, or this other streamer just went live, everyone leave and go watch him, that's now moving into the actively sabotaging me section of conversation. So I kick those people out.
Also, wait, hold on. Sean, I did not say Dev can't be bi. That's not what I said. If you care...
Holtzinator says...
Blah, 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 blah.
I can't say it, Holtzinator, sorry.
Blah, blah, blah. If you don't care that there is a dick there, that makes you a little bit gay. And that's okay.
Yep.
So
Listen.
I never said that he couldn't be bi. I just said I'm more gay. More gay than Dev. That is just a factual statement.
I do believe you're more of a fate, or a fag than Naomi.
See, there we go.
Ukraine seems the issue that turns Adam on Trump. Good. Based.
Anyway, read Holtonator super chat.
Okay, Holtznader, I've got some disagreements with you about the Kingdom Come 2 Deliverance thing, woke thing, but I want to gather my evidence before getting into it. Fair enough, I want to see the evidence. I want to see it. I want to see it, yeah.
Dev, I was making a joke to other user. You're so soy right now. Soy, 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 soy. Soy.
Okay, fair enough.
Soy.
Okay. Now, let's read this article that's on the screen.
Okay.
This is actually the one that I didn't read last week. Okay. So, stranger approaches woman on a date and delivers chilling 6-word note. What does it mean?
I feel like that was a kind of poor title because it feels like what does it mean
Okay.
should be the 6-word
Girl
note, but that's
hands
not
me a
6
note
words.
while I'm on a date. What does it mean? Just know you can do better. So, girl's on a date. Other girl walks by, drops note, and says, "Just know you can do better."
Okay, well, obviously the other girl thinks that she can do better.
Well, obviously, but like, was the guy she was with like acting weird? Was he being like abusive or something?
No, it's probably just based off looks.
Oh, so they're just being shallow?
Yeah,
Okay. This date ended on a sour note.
no duh.
A single woman was on a third date with a man when 2 strangers walked up and handed her a note reading, "Just know you can do better." The woman, a Dallas-Fort Worth content creator who goes only by Lindsay, made a TikTok series detailing the encounter. Okay.
Oh, I wonder if they were
Is her
gay.
video still up
I
on TikTok?
wonder if they were lesbians. Because that's apparently a way that a lot of lesbians feel about like a straight woman dating like a not so great looking man if they think she's super hot. It's like, no, you can do better, girl. It's not. TikTok doesn't work on here. It's banned.
Why not?
It's banned
Would
from
you
this
fucking
house.
work? Oh,
I was on a date, a third date.
okay,
I
wait.
can hear anything.
Can you guys hear
I
it?
was on a date, a third date, and the girl next to me handed me this note folded up.
So fucking quiet.
I need advice.
Let's see.
What do you do with that?
What do you do with that, dude?
So this
Is
is
this a
date number
5-minute
3.
TikTok?
First date was
Yeah, wild.
Oh, shit.
FaceTime. Date number 2 was at a restaurant. This is date number 3 at a restaurant at a bar
Mm-hmm.
in his town. Okay. Now I live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, so it's not like this isn't also my town, but all the little suburbs kind of have their area, right?
Is it loud enough
So
now?
this is where I get all fucking in my, like, I start to overthink fucking everything, right?
Right.
And
I
not
can.
my area of town, but it is his. So
Girl
I'm
sent
like,
me
do
a
these
note. Yeah, 2
fucking
girls.
know him?
No,
you
not
would
TikTok
better know.
Tuesday.
Girls, what are your
Slightly
thoughts?
higher, okay.
The girls.
Girls.
The note says. So I went. We were there for a while,
Edit your fucking shit, lady.
and absolutely we're together, like very kind of PDA-ish. He's coming on strong, like very interested. Okay, we were sitting like pie-shaped, like knees together. So these 2 girls were over here behind me. I didn't even see them or notice them. I went up to go to the bathroom. I come back, and when I sit down, they get up to leave, and then one of the girls stops, and my hair was behind my back most of the time, so she like grabs my hair and is like,
That's
"Oh my
not
God,
okay.
your hair is so pretty,
Gross.
you're so beautiful,
Don't
I
touch
just had
people's
to
hair
stop
without
you,"
consent.
and then like has the note folded up like this, and I just wanted to give you this. And I
Wow.
was like, oh my God, fuck.
Sounds like actual lesbians, yeah.
So the guy I'm with is like, what is that? I'm like, I don't know. And I'm like, shit. So I barely open it up, and I just see in big letters, "Just know."
God, I
And then I
fucking
see
hate
words off to
TikTok
the
post
side, but I
titles. They're
don't
always
want to like
wrong.
open it up. When I see the "just know," I'm like, fuck, I don't want to show this to him. So I put it in my purse, and he's like, no, like, what is it? And I go, don't worry about it. There's a bunch of words. I'm just going to read it later. And so then he leaves it alone. But then I'm like, fuck.
Oh my god.
So I wait till I can go to a bathroom a second time. And so the rest of the note is, you can do better.
Also,
Okay.
it's weird it was written
So
Yeah.
like the other way.
I'm like, did he do
Right to
something
left.
when I went up to go to the bathroom? Did he hit on them? Right?
No.
Do they know him around town? And
No.
so they're like, you can do better.
It would have been in the note. It would have been in the note.
Were they just being like girls who were like
Girls,
looking at him?
girls.
Now listen, they were younger. They like looked like mid 20s.
You're
Yeah.
just being
He's
judgmental
like
assholes,
50,
girl.
like, you know, like younger 50s.
Wait,
and
how old
I'm
are
in my
you?
late 40s, and I know that
But
sometimes
you're in your
I think
40s? Damn, she looks good for her 40s.
younger
She
people
does,
don't
yeah.
really realize, you know, that we're not all just like perfection, you know, like the older we get. So like, were they just being like, we think you're so pretty, that's sweet, you know, like you can do better? Were they just kind of being cute? Do you know what I'm saying? Like just trying to be
I mean, it's
like,
not cute to
sweet?
touch your hair and leave a note like that.
Yeah.
But, yes.
Or like, did they see something? And then I'm like, if they saw something, would maybe they put like bad vibes or
Or her 40s
Bad
for sure.
vibes.
Guys, she only looks like she's in her, like, mid to late 30s. Get over
Yeah.
yourselves.
Yeah.
or did they see something that was like a
She looks like a 35-year-old or something. Or like
No,
a
I'd say
37-year-old.
like 30
and I'm like, fuck,
36
to
to 39.
Like, you.
like
I don't know. What
my
are your
God,
thoughts?
like,
Listen,
oh my
if
God.
she's in her 40s, she
Like,
came
the
from
rest
the
of
era
the
where
day.
everyone said,
This
like,
guy's coming on strong.
I was
Is,
in the
like,
era where
very
people were
much
saying, like,
what women
Yeah, me
want.
too,
and
to be
I'm,
honest.
almost 30,
I don't
so.
want to play games. I don't really want to date a bunch of girls. I would like to find like one girl to date and figure out if that works or not. I really
Wait,
like
what?
you. I think you're attractive. We've been on several dates now. It's enough
Oh.
for me to know that like I would like to kind of like stick to you. And I'm just like, fuck. And all I can think about is this fucking note. Like, what do these girls see? Or are they just being like girls, like you're
What does that
pretty,
mean?
we think you're so sweet.
So,
like,
It means
stop,
girls gotta-
stop. So
what
it
the
just
fuck was
means
it?
that
What
they're,
are your
like,
thoughts?
looking out for her and being like, I am a girl that's for
the
other
over-under
girls, and I'm
here?
going to tell other girls if I
need-
think they can
I
do
need
better
help. I need
than their
help.
current partner, even
Dude,
if I
this-
sound like an asshole doing it.
This fucking sucks. You can just go away.
Yeah, like, I get her overthinking it, though, because, like, what if he did, like, something, like, he hit on another woman, and the girls were just like, oh, you can do better than that, but, like, if that was the case, they probably would have put it in the note, unless they're
Yeah.
really stupid, but you never know. But realistically, it's probably more just like, yeah, they were just kind of being assholes, thought you were prettier than the guy you were with, and were judging him pretty harshly and saying that you can do better.
So
That's it.
her viewers called the note a gift, urged her to run. We don't pass notes unless we're warning you, advised one person.
That's not-
I don't more of a blatant sign than a literal note being passed to you. Run! Anytime a girl gives a note, they saw something when you were gone. They must have talked badly about you when you were gone.
Then why wouldn't you put that in the note? Then why wouldn't you specifically be like, hey, this guy shit talked you while you were gone. Run, you can do better. Like, that would have
Oh my
been
God.
in the note.
He apparently sent a string of drunk texts to her, and she ultimately said to end things. I'm so glad you dropped him. I was invested. Keep standards high. Men will always bring you down to their level.
That's so dumb.
God, so
We
fucking...
don't even know anything about this guy.
Wait, that makes Dev almost 40.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
I'm getting pretty
guys.
close. I'm getting pretty close. I'm not there yet, but I'm getting pretty close.
Is it this year or next year? It's next year, right?
Not this year, no.
Yeah, next year.
Women, coffee. Yeah. Meanwhile, you're approaching 30.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, I'm an old hag now.
Mhm.
Well, I have been since I was like
Listen,
14, but you know,
We'll have to like become one of those power couples.
power.
Yeah.
Okay.
we'll go to bars and we'll pick up like 22-year-old women and then just like ravage them and then toss them into the street after we're done with them.
Why do we have to toss them into the street instead of making them a nice breakfast? Why are you so mean?
Because part of the fun is discarding them.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Damn it, Dad.
We'll completely just like suck all the life out of them and then just throw them away.
No. Listen, unless we turn into literal energy-sucking vampires, I'm not okay with that.
Based. That's what we'll do.
Tags are hot now.
Giga
Good to
Chad.
know. No, shut
Giga
up.
Chad.
Shut up.
Yep.
God.
Based. Look at all the bass. Look at all the bass in the chat.
You get hit with a pillow. Fuck.
No, keep them in a cage afterwards, okay? Based.
That's my response to that.
I mean, listen, they're like 22-year-old, like vapid fucking sleuths.
You're a
anyway, so.
vapid fucking slut. God.
Jesus.
Hit me too then, Naomi's.
Yeah, come here and I
based.
will. I'll hit you in the face with my triangle
Based.
pillow. I hope the
Yeah.
edges hurt you.
Naomi has a Triforce pillow right
I
now.
do. I wield it as a club.
The Dev's on his Incubus arc. Awesome. Yep. Suck him up. Slurp.
Read the fucking article, you shit. God.
Okay, chat. What's up? Whoa, hold on. Did I fuck this up? 50 teal super chats? Oh, no. Okay, yeah. What's the next one? Oh, by the way, those of you guys who are donating in American dollars right now, thank you very much. We get like 30% more of it because the Canadian dollar is fucking tanked. It's so good. Again. More American dollars, please.
That's not the next article, by the way. That's the TikTok.
Oh, yes. Okay,
Yeah, you
next one.
didn't exit out of it.
Ohio man sentenced to life in prison for rape of 10-year-old girl who traveled to Indiana for an abortion.
Why? Why must we keep talking about child rape?
So here's the thing. This is one of those cases where the state in question has decided to put in very restrictive abortion laws.
Yeah.
So the child had to go to another state to get an abortion.
Yeah.
And in fact, that child might face legal consequences for doing so. Because abortion's banned in that state.
Oh
However,
I hate America.
yeah,
No offense to the Americans in the chat.
because a person raped a 10-year-old girl.
Yes, and at 10 you can have your period. I should know.
But here's the thing, all right? So the right wing is not touching this story. They're saying that this is evil, abortion bad. However, the left wing also is not coming to the defense of this girl.
Why?
You'll see. Just watch.
Why?
We'll see.
Why?
An Ohio man was sentenced to life in prison on Wednesday for raping a 10-year-old girl who had then traveled to Indiana for an abortion in a case that drew national attention. So, Gerson Fuentes, 28, pleaded guilty and was sentenced to life in prison. However, his plea deal states that he can file for parole in 25 years. If parole is granted, he's from Guatemala and is living in Columbus, Ohio. Will have to register
fucking why?
as a sex offender.
Is that why?
It's because he's an illegal immigrant.
Send him back to his country.
So,
You know what? Not even that. Send him back to his country, but only his head.
So the left is not willing to touch this case with a 10-foot pole because it means being anti-immigrant.
Fuck's sakes. I hate everyone. I hate everyone. Everyone is terrible.
So it's one of those things where like no one is touching this case because one side of it goes against their politics.
No.
Like the right wing, the right wing becomes monsters for banning abortion in a case like this.
Yeah.
And the left wing becomes monsters for being anti-immigrant. So no one's touching this fucking story.
Fucking assholes. Fuck. Jesus Christ. Why? And also for all of you people who are biologically born men who are confused about women getting their periods when they're 10, yeah,
Happens sometimes,
it
yeah.
happens more frequently than you think it does.
Yep.
And also, yeah, that's actually one of the things, like, that's one of the reasons why, like, child brides, you can't see my air quotes, like, became a thing, was because, like, as the world kept advancing, like, ladies would get their periods at a bit more younger because they were a bit more nourished and stuff, right? Because you can't have a period unless your body is, like,
There you
good
go.
to have it.
Yeah.
So, because they kept having them younger, then that means they were even younger when they could, get married because they had their first blood.
Yeah. The girl was
gross.
9 years old when she was assaulted by Fuentes. I was thinking like he was like a relative of Nick Fuentes for a minute.
Gross.
Girl was 9 years old when she was assaulted. Columbus police learned about the girl's pregnancy through a referral to the Franklin County Children's Services that was made by her mother. Shortly after her 10th birthday, she traveled to Indiana to get an abortion. Prosecutors said that DNA testing of the aborted fetus confirmed that Fuentes was the father. The girl couldn't get the procedure in Ohio, made it under a newly imposed state ban on abortions at the first detectable fetal heartbeat, which went into full effect after the Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade. So yeah. The girl's doctor told a journalist that she was contacted by a child abuse doctor in Ohio to arrange for the procedure in Indiana. And then the Attorney General of Ohio filed a complaint against the doctor for speaking about the procedure and violating medical privacy laws. So basically, yeah, like people are trying to punish this family for getting the abortion in a different state 'cause it's illegal in Ohio.
This is why abortion shouldn't be illegal. This is why. This is the main reason why. Not main reason.
Yep.
Rape of
So-
children. This is why.
Here's something that was really funny, okay?
Fuck.
I went viral on the left-wing side of Twitter this time with a bunch of leftists fucking laying into me like 4 days ago because I asked about this case. I asked, why is it that a child got pregnant? And my point was not to come out and say like, oh, the child was being promiscuous. My point wasn't to come out in any way in support of anything. But all the leftists thought I was. They fucking like descended on me like locusts and they're like, look at this fucking retard.
Well, literally, if that's all you said, then yeah, that's a super open to interpretation.
What I was actually getting,
statement.
well, because some Hollywood person was saying, I'm pro-choice and here's why, and then cites this case. And I'm like, hold on. This is why abortion should be legal for these cases, but not why it should be legal for everyone. Using a minority wedge case to allow elective abortions, the logic doesn't track. Even though I'm pro-choice, and I actually think that we should have elective abortions up to, I think, about 4 or 5 months. Even though I agree with that position, I do know that this logic is not good logic to justify that position. So I was like, okay, this is not, like, you don't argue for, like okay, you know, child gets raped, needs an abortion, therefore we should allow a girl who's like 23 and slutting around to get like 5 abortions. No, those two things are not connected. They're just not. Logically, they're not connected. It's just how it is. You can give me all the dirty stares you want, but I'm correct. They're logically not connected. You need a different logic to justify the second scenario.
Yes, well, by that logic, then no one would ever be able to have an elective abortion.
Oh, here's the thing. I use different logic to justify elective abortions, not this. This is dumb logic for it. I use different logic for it. El Pato, thank you. Abortion should be like self-defense. Certain criteria should be met. For me, the way that I view it is that like there's a certain point in time in fetal development where the brain's clearly coming online and like generating a conscious experience. And so at that point, we should be respecting that conscious experience. But before that, I don't care what happens. I don't give a shit. I just don't care. You know, if we're like 8 weeks into the pregnancy, there's no fucking brain there. I don't care. You can abort as much as you want. Don't give a shit. What?
Nah.
Oh.
Abortion talk always annoys me because I knew if I was pregnant and couldn't like abort or like get rid of the baby some way, I would actually just kill myself. I do not want to be pregnant ever.
Damn, dude.
Yep. So, it annoys me a lot.
Okay, brain activity is not the same thing as generating a conscious experience. Like, a fucking vegetable has brain activity. I don't care about that either. Is there any more to this? I don't think so. Anyway. Yeah, he's going to jail for his entire life with parole at 25 years. Abort vegetables based. Okay, let's continue. What? The new Terminator 2D almost looks like the best Terminator game since the Genesis, and I'm not kidding. Okay. Arch showed me this yesterday, and I wanted to show you guys. Check it out. So, this is...
Why is this written like this?
I think I have night mode on. Is this night mode?
Okay.
But no, that's all.
That's fine. We'll just fix it for the next article.
Yep. Okay. So, Terminator 2: Judgment Day is the single greatest Hollywood blockbuster of all time. Check this out. Okay. So, this is Terminator 2. And the article doesn't matter. The article doesn't matter. All right. What matters is the trailer. Let's check out the trailer. Okay, real quick. So this is Terminator 2D. No Fate. It's a video game adaptation of Terminator 2, which is considered an amazing movie from back in the 80s or whatever, right?
Ah, are you going to
80s.
respond
What?
to that super chat?
There's a lot of pregnancy fear mongering nowadays when there's little need in the same time to be pregnant. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah. What? it is more safe to be pregnant now than it was before.
Yeah,
It's true.
but fear mongering is not a correct statement. People are just being more open and honest about the truths of fucking what happens when you can have a baby
Okay.
that people don't talk about. Because I literally had an old woman tell me that when I was still working at Food Basics.
Yeah.
Is that she was telling me about how terrible her pregnancy was. I'm not gonna lie, I have zero idea how we got on this topic, but she was an elderly woman, so who knows?
Yeah.
But like, and she was like, "Oh wait, I shouldn't be telling you this because I don't want to scare you." And I was just like,
Already scared.
"Yeah, I don't have to be scared."
Dude,
but...
there's one fucking old lady. There's one story I heard about a woman who like had the tissue between her vagina and her butthole ripped open while she was giving birth, and so she was just like, well, I guess I just poop into my vag now. That's just how it is. It's like, that sounds fucking terrible.
People used to not talk about it, but it happens a lot.
That sounds really fucking bad, dude. That sounds really fucking bad.
Yumi, you're literally a pregnancy Nazi. Okay.
Okay, shut up. We're watching this, all right?
16.
So, this is a game that they made it look like a Sega CD game. That's so loud. Yeah, see, so, like, it's very detailed pixel art that moves very smoothly.
Yeah.
And there's, like, Sega CD-esque cutscenes in it. Because the Sega CD was, like, a 2D console, but it was, like, a very high-quality 2D console. And it's like, dude, this looks fucking awesome. It's all the scenes from Terminator 2. And I'm just like, man, I want to play this now. Just naked Arnold. Yeah, this looks so good. Also, like, in terms of gameplay, it's clearly just Contra.
Ah.
Thumbs up as you go down into the lava. And so yeah, they decided to like it's endorsed by the company, like the people who actually own the Terminator license.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey, you want to make a video game version as if it came out back in the day of Terminator 2? It's like, sure. Apparently it's coming out like this summer. So it looks fucking great. And I'm just like, I'm ready for this. I'm ready for it. It looks really good. What's next? Oh,
Fix.
I will fix it. Zoop.
Aw.
Philadelphia man exonerated after serving 24 years for murder is heading back to prison in a separate killing.
Jesus.
Yeah, so he went to jail for 24 years. Falsely, he didn't actually kill the guy. He gets out, he kills someone. What a fucking idiot. Okay, check it out. A Philadelphia man who was exonerated and given a $4.1 million settlement after serving 24 years in prison for a murder conviction that was dropped is headed back to prison for a separate killing.
Also, I'm not gonna lie, 4.1 million for 24 years doesn't seem like a lot.
Yeah, and there needs to be more money than that.
Yeah. It would have been a lot back in like the 2000s.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think it's enough now.
El Pato, there's a lot of... Wait, hold on. No, Mega Lag. Naomi doesn't need a child. She has Dev. That's already a handful. Fuck you. Okay. Okay, so. Let's see. Shawn Thomas, who was freed from a life sentence in 2017 after his 1992 murder conviction was overturned, pleaded guilty last Thursday to a 2023 slaying. He was 50 years old. He was convicted of gunning down his girlfriend's friend, Akeem Edwards, last year after the 38-year-old father allegedly failed to pay out a $1,200 for the cocaine that Thomas gave him to sell. So, he spends 25 years behind bars, gets a shit ton of money, leaves, becomes a drug dealer, and then kills someone who won't sell them. Okay. Dude, what a fuck up.
Well, you know what? Playing devil's advocate, prison probably mentally fucked him up.
Yeah, probably.
Like
yeah.
20 plus years.
Yeah, no,
Prison
I agree.
probably just mentally fucked him up, especially since he knew he was innocent. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of
You got a free
unsurprised.
trial.
Jesus.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
And I mean, like, it's not really like the U.S. is like prisons
Yeah.
are really rehabilitative,
Okay.
you know?
The judge at the plea hearing appeared nearly stunned by the facts of the case that a multimillionaire who spent nearly half his life in prison would risk being sent back over a comparably measly amount of cash. Are these facts true? The judge asked. What the fuck? Yes, Your Honor, he replied. In addition to the murder charge, Thomas pleaded guilty to conspiracy, illegal gun possession, and other crimes. Edwards' family members told the Inquirer they hope his killer gets sent back to prison for the rest of his life. He's like, yeah, I did it. What the fuck?
Jesus.
Yeah. His 1992 murder conviction was overturned in 2017. Here's $4.1 million for your trouble. Immediately turns into a career criminal. Okay. There is not enough time for them to possibly give him. So, here we go. Thomas had already been sentenced to life in prison once when he was just 20 years old before his conviction was overturned. At the time, a jury convicted him of second-degree murder for the 1990 shooting of a North Philadelphia businessman in a robbery gone wrong. But a judge vacated his conviction in 2017 after issues with the police investigation, including failure to verify his alibi, and interrogation tactics involving alleged co-conspirators were unearthed. Okay. Prosecutors said they weren't 100% convinced that Thomas was completely innocent of the killing, but the Philadelphia District Attorney's Office declined to retry his case. So basically, it's one of those things where he could have been guilty, maybe he probably was guilty, but because the prosecution fucked up, you have to respect the rights of the accused, so he was let go. So yeah, maybe he actually did do it. Yeah. You can also get better in prison after getting ass raped.
Also, someone said earlier that prisons are a deterrent and they're not supposed to rehabilitate you, and that's not a conversation I want to have after the fucking 2-hour Ukraine conversation. So let's not.
I understand both points of view on that.
So let's not.
And I recall reading recently that, like, now that trans women are going to men's prisons, you have, like, guards who are just, like, rooming the trans women with, like, the most violent dudes just to get them to calm the fuck down.
That's fucked up.
And it's like, that's fucking insane,
That
dude.
is, like, wild. Like, trans people should probably have their own prisons.
Yeah, I think so.
Realistically.
If you wanted more cash, you just good at economics. Thanks to the Fiverr, dude. Okay, there we go. That's that for that article. What's next? Republicans start to sweat as Trump takes ownership of the economy. Can you zoom in, please?
Control plus.
I'm trying. There we go.
You have to actually press control. You're only pressing plus.
Nothing. I was pressing Alt, not Control.
You were not pressing either one of them.
Alt. Yes, I was.
No, you weren't.
Okay. Hold on. How many trans criminals are there? Seems like a pretty empty prison.
Then it can be it's itty
hold
bitty
on.
prison. That's fine.
If the right wing is to be believed, there's a whole bunch of groomers in that population, so you can apparently justify it.
Well, actually, yeah, all the MAGA people do say that all trans people are pedophiles, so a lot.
Yeah.
Ass raping is a myth in prison. My brother went, he said only the gay dudes are banging.
All right, guys. If you ever go to prison, it's time to make myth reality.
Gross.
Okay, I'm just joking, obviously. Okay. President Donald Trump got elected, promising relief for U.S. voters' pocketbooks. He's already running into the harsh economic reality. Some Republican lawmakers and CEOs are fretting over sagging consumer sentiment as Trump's proposed tariffs and federal layoffs stress a system taxed by persistent inflation and a slowing labor market. Stock markets are subdued, and new data shows that people in the United States are feeling less optimistic about the economy, with surging expectations of higher prices and fewer jobs. While GOP leaders and Trump himself blame the former President Joe Biden for rising prices, thanks to his trio of pricey government stimulus laws, there's a time limit on that argument. Once Trump fully owns the economy, his party will have to answer for the broader economic effects of his policies. One of these consequences, the national debt is on track to increase. That's true, yeah. I mentioned this earlier in the stream, that the recent budget being passed includes a debt ceiling increase.
Yeah, someone
And I'm
else
like-
mentioned it in the chat.
Hold on, Trump has 4 years of Biden mess to clean up. Like, no, dude. No, that's not how it works. Something that I've said in previous streams is that inflation takes about 2 years to fully kick in. And the inflation crisis started in 2022. And who was president in 2020? It was Trump. Who printed a bunch of money first to hand out for stimulus during COVID? It was Trump. Like, this started under Trump. But yeah, so if you increase the debt ceiling, that's one thing. If you actually cut taxes, though, you're going to increase the debt even more, because cutting taxes means you're taking less money in. Like, it's Trump's doing a lot of stuff. Like, even if Biden did some things that are bad, and Biden did do some things that are bad, Trump is doing a lot right now that's also bad, and making things worse, and pretending that it's not going to, but it is. Yep. There's a very good chance what's going to happen is you have the persistent inflation, 3 to 4%, but then you can have dramatic things happen, like the bird flu spiking egg prices. Tariffs can be in addition to that. Yeah, like, you start tariffing shit, you think prices are going to go down? Like, it's ridiculous, man. It's fucking ridiculous.
So I have a question that my brain is like can't remember the answer to.
Mm.
Can a president like the president can only be president like 3 times, right?
2.
2? Okay. So can they just like win and then lose and then like win again and then like keep repeating that pattern, or is it like in total 2?
It's in total 2, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Though Trump is saying he wants to like change the Constitution to let him be president.
Yeah, I'm unsurprised.
He's flirting with the idea, and other people want it to be happen too.
No, he's already too old to be president.
Yep. All right, so Trump won't have to face voters again, but congressional Republicans will next fall. They're clearly conscious of the need to corral inflation while staving off recession. Senator Thomas Tillis, Republican, facing one of the toughest 2026 re-election races in the country, warned in an interview that the tariff regimen has to be right or it's going to be inflationary. He added that it's critical to manage Trump's proposed tariffs, along with preventing tax increases, otherwise it could end up being a very, very difficult cycle for us. Yes. Trump already said, he's like, they're telling me I can't run again, but maybe I can. He already said that, man.
No,
Like,
we're
fuck.
not having a conversation about Trump on top of the Ukraine conversation. No.
Tillis expressed confidence that Trump's newly confirmed U.S. Trade Representative, Jameson Greer, will handle tariffs appropriately. He'll have an immediate challenge thanks to the president's Thursday comments threatening higher tariffs next week on Mexico, Canada, and China. So this is like a bit of an older article, but it's still kind of happening. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. It's kind of nuts how the Americans think that good economic times are ahead when Trump is doing so much to hurt the American economy. It's far worse than what Biden did. Wait, Dev believes too much fake news. Trump said it himself. I watched the speech. Fuck.
Listen, obviously it was an AI generated speech that wasn't actually Trump. He's innocent and everything. Don't you know? Don't you know?
Don't I
sorry.
know? Don't I know? Oh. Well.
On to the next article. Let's not sign up for anything.
This is a lot here. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's why we're not reading it all. Next. That was enough snippets.
Yep.
That's okay.
To be honest, if Trump's like economic plan completely tanks the states, I think you will see like a massive blue wave. The Democrats will come back in fucking spades.
Probably. Trump tells jokes. Get over it. Okay. If
Dude.
you say so.
There's so much stuff. It's like, it's just a joke until it's not. I can't wait.
What do I say to you all the time?
Dude, I want to see like Russia just like launch bombs into Ukraine and then Putin's just like, we're just memeing. We're just joking, dude. So stupid.
Oh.
So fucking dumb. Okay. Las Vegas woman's bizarre excuse after recording 153 sickening acts with her dog.
No.
A Las Vegas woman was arrested for recording 153 bestiality videos that appeared to be with her dog.
Why?
Brenna Montgomery, 30 years old, pleaded guilty last week to 1 gross misdemeanor account of bestiality and 1 felony account of possessing child sexual abuse material. That's fucking new. Okay.
Okay, wait.
was first-
Why is bestiality only a misdemeanor?
I don't know. She was first arrested on May 24th, 2024, after Las Vegas found dozens of illicit videos with her dog. 5 of the videos show her full or partial face, with some of the videos being duplicates. She posted a $15,000 bond. Okay. A tip came in from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children accused her of sharing pornography on Snapchat, child pornography. She initially denied downloading the illegal material she saw on a Telegram channel and claimed her phone automatically downloaded videos. Brenna stated that she accessed her Telegram with her iPhone 12, and when she first started to use Telegram and WhatsApp, the programs automatically downloaded the media she viewed on the apps and saved to her phone. She later admitted to sending 3 videos depicting child sex abuse on Snapchat as part of a roleplay conversation.
Jesus.
She originally faced 5 felony charges.
Also,
Can you fix her, fellas?
get the
Can you
fuck
fix
out
her?
of here with your women are gross comments. Men fuck goats. Women fuck dogs. Human beings are just disgusting.
Can you fix her?
No.
How many cream pies would it take?
More than the dog gave her?
I guess.
Slaps.
Here she is. Hello. And here's the dog. Dude, that dog's seen some shit. Look at his face. He's like, oh.
Well, I thought these articles were supposed to just be like weird ass shit articles and not just child sex, child rape, dog rape, dog and child rape. What the fuck, Nev?
So she revealed on her Facebook page that she was no longer able to provide her dog with the care and attention she deserves. Oh, this isn't the dog then. Although it saddens me, I realize now is the best chance for both of us. New beginnings will bring immense joy and success, especially for dearest Piper. Okay, so she wants someone to adopt her dog. Okay.
I'm pretty sure that the dog, she means the dog is female, so they were lesbians.
Lesbian dog fucking?
Lesbian bestiality is now
Okay.
the rage.
Well, here we go. Norway fuel giant refuses to fill U.S. submarines. This is what we're talking about. Okay. You go away.
It looks like it was just just CP and not
Yeah.
child molestation.
A petrol giant in Norway has announced a ban on fuel sales to all U.S. forces following Donald Trump's treatment of Ukrainian President Zelensky at the White House. Norwegian firm Haltback Bunkers announced it will stop providing fuel to all American forces in Norway as it has declared no fuel to Americans. The firm posted on social media to declare its support for Zelensky as it dealt a hammer blow to the U.S. President Trump following the heated spat televised from the Oval Office. It said, "We have today been witnesses to the biggest shit show ever presented live on TV by the current American president and his vice president. Huge credit to the president of Ukraine, restraining himself and for keeping calm, even though USA put on a backstabbing TV show. It made us sick. Short and sweet. As a result, we've decided to immediately stop as the fuel provider to American forces in Norway and their ships calling in Norwegian ports." So that is it's their right as a private company. They can do whatever they want.
Mhm.
They don't want to help. They don't want American business. That is their right. They don't got to take the money. However, I don't think it's gonna matter, frankly. I don't think it's gonna matter.
How big of a fucking monolith of a shipping of a fuel business they are.
Apparently, they're not that big, according to Arch. They're like one of many different fuel companies in Norway,
Mm.
and that's how it is, I guess. You can smell that, eh?
Yeah, it smells good.
It smells like chicken.
I assume.
Someone's grilling chicken, dude. Wait, hold on. Backstabbing, stabbing in the back. Trump stabbed him in the face. Biden backstabbed him. Okay. May Sweden liberate Norway. There's not much to this other than that. They decided to stop giving him oil.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm cool with it too, but it's not gonna matter.
It's not chicken, that's bacon.
Oh, okay. Hold on. One dead as jet owned by Motley Crue singer slams into another plane at Scottsdale Airport. Wow. Well, okay. A pilot was killed and 4 others were injured after a Bombardier Learjet 35A veered off the runway after landing at a Scottsdale airport and crashed into a Gulfstream 200 business jet that was parked on private property. The Leaf jet's left main landing gear failed upon landing, leading to the collision. Wow. Wow, dude. Well, there we go.
It's not really news.
Apparently it is. Maybe it's because there's been a lot of plane crashes recently, past few months. Maybe it's because it was like a famous Signals plane.
Only reason there's more plane crashes, quotes, is because more places are reporting more plane crashes.
Maybe so. One person died on impact. A 78-year-old Joey Vitowski, a pilot on the Learjet flight. 2 individuals are in critical condition, sent to local trauma centers. Okay, 1 person was sent to local hospital. 4th refused treatment at the scene. Yeah. So, however, the celebrity wasn't aboard the jet. That's all that matters.
Yep.
Okay. Something is going on in the news, not in aviation. You think so?
Mm-hmm.
There's been less plane crashes than normal the last few months. You look at the stats. Maybe they're just
Mhm.
reporting them more. Who
No,
knows?
yeah, 100%. That's what always happens. Whenever there's like some huge sensational thing that happens that everyone has to report on, suddenly
Yeah.
more similar events start cropping up on the news.
Because of Doge or wokeness? Probably neither. Nothing ever happens. Remember, that's the rule. Okay, what's next? Left-wing theater managers who invite 200 migrants to a free show will abandon the building and face bankruptcy after refugees still refuse to leave after 3 months and spark waves of sex-related violence.
Didn't you tell me about this?
I did, and I told Arch about it yesterday too. Check this
Wild.
fucking story out, guys. Left-wing managers of a Paris theater occupied by hundreds of homeless African migrants are set to abandon the building because of sex-related violence. They say the crisis at the, Gate Lyrique, one of the French capital's most historic arts venues, is now so explosive that retreat by this Friday is the only option. So, some 200, mainly young men, moved in last December when the management gave them free tickets to a Refugees Welcome in France conference. But when the conference was finished, the migrants, who mostly come from France's former West African colonies, refused to leave the theater. Performances were soon cancelled, losing the theater thousands in revenue, as makeshift beds were placed around the stage and auditorium. There are now 446 people living inside illegally, most of them claiming they are minors under the age of 18 who deserve permanent housing. But local officials have insisted that they are adults and that most are known to the authorities and have been sleeping on the streets before entering the theater. So think about it. Think about it. You have a theater, the very left wing, very progressive, very, very inclusive towards immigrants. You know, everyone's welcome here. Come on in. We're gonna hold a conference in our theater to help the immigrants out, to talk about immigrant issues. After the conference is done, they refuse to leave the building and they just take it over.
It's fucked up.
What a fucking shit show. That's hilarious.
Insane.
Zontar, thanks, man. Just got back online from watching the St. Pete's Indy Day car race. I don't want to go back to work tomorrow. 4 weeks off isn't enough. Have fun, man. Thank you for the $5. It was once a theater, now it's a squatter. Squatter. Okay. So apparently testing them for their age, because they all claim to be under 18, but apparently they're not. Testing them for their age is racist and
Sure it is.
Yeah.
Do you remember when, like, someone's calling something racist used to actually be real?
yeah, that's just bullshit.
Yeah.
And they're just in the theater. Yep. They just took the theater over, dude.
That's upsetting.
100 ARS. Thank you, El Pato. Remember the Philly train crash last month? I noticed there are reports and footage of several bodies unaccounted for in the official death toll. The whole event was also memory hold hard. If you have proof of that, let me see it. I want to see the lost bodies that apparently exist. I'm kind of curious. Okay. This has led to untenable promiscuity, leading to increasing violence, say management who are facing bankruptcy. Without intervention by the authorities by Friday, the Gate Lyrique company and its teams will be forced to leave the building. They will suspend the execution of contracts of service providers in charge of fire safety, security, hygiene, and cleanliness, maintenance, and waste collection. There's an explosive and undignified situation that is increasing in severity. Fights are breaking out because of sexual tensions. Migrants have been seen dealing and using drugs. staff acting as on-site security guards, even though this is not their skill set or their job. The staff has apparently been welcoming and sheltering the occupants. Paris's socialist-led council, which owns the building, claims it looked for accommodation for the migrants, but none was available. It called on the government to deal with the problem, but President Emmanuel Macron's centrist cabinet has said to ignore the request and are looking to get involved.
That's also dumb.
Yep, the theater is owned by the city of Paris, which is dominated by the socialists and the Greens. Yeah, dude. Paris is just like overrun with migrants at this point. It's a fucking shit show. You gotta send them back, guys. Send them back.
Wild. Oh, man.
Like, for some reason, it is a controversial statement to say that France should be majority ethnically French. For some reason, that's considered racist now, but it's like, hold on. Why not? Nothing wrong with people who aren't ethnically French or whatever, but, like, is this not the historic homeland of the French people?
Mm-hmm.
Just like how places in Africa should be majority ethnically, whatever ethnicities come from that location.
Mm-hmm.
What are you yelling about, dude? Daily demonstrations were held in the steps of the theater. Dude, what a shit show. Yep. The migrants are being supported by political activists that are even more left-wing than the theater's management.
My God.
Yeah. The occupation is part of an anti-racist and anti-colonial struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Local businesses have complained of losses due to the occupation. Yep. What a shit show, dude.
Yep.
It's okay. You don't want to be racist, do you? You don't want to be called racist.
Listen, I've apparently been racist since high school, so.
No. Yeah. Racism. Okay. Remember her?
Unfortunately.
The girl who fucked 100 guys?
Also, wait. They keep saying that this is the girl who fucked 1,000 guys. Did she already do that?
Not yet.
Okay.
The woman who fucked 100 guys has been sharing bikini photos and pregnancy photos.
Gross. See, there we go. This is why abortion should be legal.
OnlyFans star Lily Phillips is showcasing her bikini body after being accused of faking a pregnancy. She shared a photo of herself wearing a one-piece outfit and sporting a apparent baby bump on Instagram. There was a pic of 2 positive home pregnancy tests. The secret is out, Baby Phillips 2025. However, apparently it was fake. It was the baby in Valence was a publicity stunt.
Was it?
Yeah.
My God.
So her representative said Lily's career choice involves role play, acting, and storylines to follow trending categories and hit target audience in the adult industry. So, correlate Lily's job with age-old porn categories in niches such as breeding, pregnancy, etc. So she's faking it. Wow. Anyway, she said that it was fake. She said no. Yep.
I'm so confused.
Anyway,
Wait, that fucking bottom line.
she did actually finish. She did actually fake it though. She
back.
admitted it. But
Go
okay,
back.
fine.
Read on to find out which celebs are on OnlyFans.
Okay, who's in there?
Why?
Oh wait,
I don't want to know.
Denise Richards is on OnlyFans. Really?
I don't care. Her face looks like she just dunked it in plastic.
To be fair, she was like really hot 20 years ago.
I don't care.
I guess she's trying to come back. It's like I'll do OnlyFans now that I'm like really old.
I don't care.
You're on OnlyFans.
I
Who's
don't
this?
want to know. You're not even gonna know most of the
No, I'm not.
celebrities.
I'm
so
not.
It
I
doesn't
don't fucking know
matter.
who any of these people are. Okay. And then anyway, Lily Phillips revealed that it wasn't actually real. Yep. Just hours after proclaiming the secrets out and angering. What the fuck? Hey, what the fuck? Jesus Christ. Okay. Why are you breaking on me, fucking browser?
Can you not scream? Don't scream, Dev.
You-
Ow.
Dude, that was like the lightest tap too.
You're such a jerk.
I am not.
Yes, you are.
Anyway, listen. The secret is out, Baby Phillips 2025. Anyway, it was just all fake. It was all fake. It was all fake. She's fake. It's fake.
Gross. Why?
Yeah. It's all fake. She simply faked it. Dude, this chick like desperately
No,
wants
see,
attention.
she allegedly slept with 1,000, so she already did it.
Wait. Did she actually do it? She claims that she slept with an insane number of men in a matter of hours. 1,057 in just 12 hours. Shut up. No, it's a different one. Different girl said it. Different girl said that she fucked 1,000 guys in 12 hours. I assume it was just like 1,000 guys line up and just like stick one dick in once and just walk away.
Yeah, because didn't it... Oh, no, it took... I don't remember. I also don't care. Never mind.
Yep.
Dev, how can I send you proof of what I said?
DM on Discord or Facebook or whatever. By the way, I gotta go to the washroom now.
Ah.
Yep.
Leave me here with the picture of
You can
that.
just do an article if you want.
I don't want it.
Well, then I'll just let you talk to them.
Also, I can't. You put everything...
I'm going to the washroom, guys. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
I'm going to talk to you for a while.
Okay.
Hey.
Bye. Hi, guys. Give me a sip. For it to be plausible, it'd have to be multiple large gangbangs. Yeah, I always feel like 1,000 guys is probably like, yeah, I had quote-unquote sex in a, an orgy where, I might have given a dude, a hand job for 30 seconds, and that counts as sex, right? May I have a clip of Jess complaining about Dev's shit? Want to play it on stream? No. Train doesn't work, it takes too long. I mean, wasn't there like some famous porn person that like actually did fuck 1,000 guys? I don't remember who it was. It wasn't her though, it was somebody else. Ow. Spit roasting is hot, but after 4 guys it gets too much. Listen, that's why you just use lube. Use lube, and then it's fine. Listen, it's only gay if the guys are, like, touching each other's dicks. If 2 dudes are fucking the same girl and their balls happen to touch because they're fucking the same girl, it's not that gay. I'm sorry. I disagree.
So
well, no, this one's Bonnie Blue. No, there was, like, somebody, like, a long-ass time ago before the... Like, I think it was somebody else and not this one, but I don't know. No, listen, Katie, it's still hot. Just keep using lube. It's okay. No, Soder, don't summarize. It's fine. I'm sure I've heard the complaint. Don't worry about it.
What are you jibber-jabbing about over there?
They say females gets antidepressant effects from, like, sex or just a guy coming in them. Because, I mean, like... me and Dev watched the video of, like, the after effect of what happened after the previous article's porn person fucked 100 guys, and she was just, like, crying and looked like she was broken. So I think it, like, that might be true in smaller doses. In smaller doses.
But all women in chastity.
You should be in chastity, you gooner.
Female sexuality needs to be tightly controlled. Okay. I'm back. I'm eating. I'm eating a snacky bar.
Don't talk with your mouth full.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Chomp chomp.
Fuck. Don't, ow, why?
You just slapped me, I'm gonna slap
You
you.
can't slap me back today.
Well, then don't fucking do it.
Well, don't do gross things.
Hold on. I'm eating.
God. Anyway, Katie, you go for having 4 to 6 guys being your limit. That sounds like a good old-fashioned orgy to me.
Wait. I should probably demod apples.
Stop talking with your mouth full. If you're gonna demod him, just demod him.
Well, he wanted to stop being a mod. He left the Discord.
I don't care. Don't talk with your mouth full. Fuck. You know what? You need to watch the Manners Who Needs Them video.
That's right. That's right, because we watched an older Regular Media last night.
Yes. We watched the one where they watched surviving edged weapons. Because it's the best video in the world.
Okay. Okay. Let's continue on. Next article. Mad as hell. Canadians cancel U.S. travel en masse as trade war escalates. Yeah, so,
Yep.
by the way, if you thought that Canada was just going to be like, it's okay. No, dude.
Yep.
No. The Canadians, they're happy to no longer shop in the States. They're happy to no longer travel to the States. They're there is probably a countrywide American boycott of American goods here in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, don't buy Canadians, don't buy American products, don't do it.
Yep.
You've seen it all over the place.
Oh yeah. 100%.
All over the place, dude.
Even Devin is all in all his ad blocking glory hasn't missed that.
I have not missed it. Some allies we had, dude, you turned your back on us.
Like what? Like, oh yes, we're gonna try and make your life harder. How dare you stand up to that fact? Shut the fuck up. God.
Anyway, Canadians are canceling their American vacations en masse as the next front in the U.S.-Canada trade war is being fought at airports, gas stations, and gift shops. Both air and land travel has been impacted as the U.S. northern neighbors protest the impact of tariffs on their country's economy. An offensive that could cost the American economy $2.1 billion and 14,000 jobs. Wow. Well, that's what you get. That's what you get.
I'm about to blow a gasket,
Main Canadian airlines are all considering cutting trips to the U.S. this spring. Carlo Torini from Montreal traded his famous April vacation to New York City for the Bahamas instead. We're mad as hell. We're not going to take it anymore, they told the Post. The U.S. has been wiped off the map for the next 4 years as long as his and his family's travels are concerned.
I feel like it's wild that it's New York City versus the Bahamas. It's like two very different vacations.
What's really funny is that like America for a long time, especially Florida, has been heavily courting Canadian snowbirds.
Yeah, 100%.
Who go down south for the winter and enjoy like nice American weather and then go back up north for the summer. Mm-hmm. And that's like done now. That's fucking done. Mm-hmm. But hold on. I feel like I should go watch something else. I don't want to leave this community. I love you guys, and I'm feeling more and more disconnected. What do you mean, Sparkles? What are you talking about?
She only came in halfway through, like in the article section, so she wasn't here for all the Ukraine stuff.
What did it was U.S. President Donald Trump's threat to impose 25% tariffs on Canadian imports and impact it's already had on the country's economy. The Canadian dollar tumbled to a decade low. By the way, I love American money. I'm getting paid so much more right now because the Canadian dollar went down. Because the exchange rate. I'm just like, yes. Sparkles, don't leave. We're doing more after the weekly sip. Don't you fucking leave.
Anyway, also, super chat, 20 hours. I'm just messaging you on Facebook. Yeah, that's right. You always forget that you have a dev page.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, Sometimes Spider, those tariffs were already negotiated by Trump in 2017. Yep. Anyway, this is just more examples of just all the people who are not.
Not going, yeah.
All the people who are not going.
This article is just 100% just probably stole it all from Reddit.
Yeah, probably, to be honest. Probably all Reddit stolen. Mm-hmm. The Fort Lauderdale area is just flush with Canadians. I think my parents are actually in Fort Lauderdale.
Probably. Ooh,
Dude.
wait, good point. Canada tariffs U.S. Some extremely high, like 300% for milk, and U.S. is like tariffs unless you stop being retards on the border. And everyone acts like U.S. are backstabbers.
The U.S. are backstabbers, and here's why. All those tariffs that are already in place were already negotiated by Trump in 2017 with the U.S. Was it U.S. whatever the NAFTA thing, all right? The NAFTA renegotiation. These were already things that were said. Trump's government set into place certain things. Canada's government set into place certain things. Everyone shook their hands. The deal was set. It was finalized. And now Trump comes back in 2024 and 2025 and is like, I'm doing something different, even though we already made a deal before. That's the backstab. That's the backstab.
Also, RCT, 102% understand your point. It always makes me mad when people make fun of Canada too. However, I think it's just a thing that other countries do. They just make fun of other countries that aren't their own. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, and now there's new pressure to get new deals. Well, no. The point of a deal is that it's made. Like, if you cannot honor your deals, then you cannot, like, you shouldn't make deals with someone that cannot honor their deals. That's the point. That is the fucking point. All right? Like, if I shake your hand and we have a deal, and then like a week later you come back and you're like, yeah, I'm not honoring that now because there's new information. I'm going to do something different now. Then I can't trust you. What was the point of shaking? Nothing was set in stone then. You're going back on your word. Yeah.
West Trumpland, Newfoundland. and
This is
French
literally
land.
altering the deal. It doesn't alter it any further. Yeah, that's why Darth Vader was evil in that scene. In fact, it was funny, but it was evil. What was broken? Trump adding the 25%. That is it breaking. That is the deal being broken right there. Anyway, lots of people saying they're not coming back. Fuck you. It'll continue, I think.
Probably.
What's the final one? Oh, yes. Starship Troopers being remade.
Ugh, no.
The Starship Troopers are being remade.
Can we not?
Sony has plans to remake the hit sci-fi movie Starship Troopers. Basically, yeah. The original Starship Troopers has been one of Sony's biggest IPs in recent years, despite only having one theatrical release, film $1 million at the box office. The film was followed by a number of sequels, animated series, and media including video games, and now one of the science fiction most popular modern stories may once again be reinvented for the big screen. So, Arch said this yesterday, and I think it's the same thing. I think he's correct on it. I think Sony wants to remake, at least part of Sony wants to remake this movie, because people keep thinking that like the Terran Federation in Starship Troopers are good and not supposed to be like a critique of fascism, even though in the original Starship Troopers book it wasn't fascist, but Verhoeven ruined the movie. Like, we all understand the story at this point. But basically, they're going to make the new movie a more on-the-nose depiction of like, these are fascists, these are bad guys, humanity bad. Don't you understand it, you dumb right-wingers? They're going to do that.
I don't want another movie about the scary bugs.
It's going to happen.
I'm not watching it.
It's going to happen.
You can't make me.
Starship Poopers, baby.
I watched it when I was too young. I will not watch it again. I refuse.
Mm-hmm. Starship Poopers.
You're a pooper.
No, Some Dumb Spider, we're talking about the Canadian-American tariffs. All right? The deal was made. Did Canada put in any new tariffs between 2017 and now on the United States before Trump broke the deal? I don't know. I don't think so. They might have, but I don't think so.
Would that change your opinion if they did?
Possibly. I have to look into it. It's possible.
Oh yeah, have you seen the new animation for Shrek 5?
Yeah.
And?
Don't care.
So mean.
Why?
Listen, learn how to enjoy my childhood things.
I'll look it up right now, okay? Shrek 5 new animation.
Just look at images. So
Is
the
this
bottom is the new one.
Is this the comparison?
Mm-hmm.
Don't downsize it. Okay. Shrek 1, 2001.
Yeah.
Shrek 5. That's how he looks now.
The trailer just came out recently.
What do you think of the difference?
I mean, it feels strange. Like, if you pull up the family shot, like that first picture right on the left. I haven't actually seen the trailer yet, guys, just as a by the way. So, that is like an image like from the trailer,
Uh-huh.
and my first instinct was just like, I don't like it.
You don't like it?
It feels, I think someone said it feels very Disneyfied, and that's what it feels like.
Disneyfied?
Yeah.
Disneyfied?
Yep. Like, it feels like it just, I don't know. Like, there's another good comparison with Shrek and Donkey. Show that one. Down. Yes.
God damn it, Naomi.
What?
Make me do all this work?
Yeah.
Beatings.
Like, see? Like, it feels strange. Like, I know it's just an update to the animation style, but I don't like it. And also, Donkey looks worse.
They both look worse.
I know, right? Like, it's strange how just, like, yes, they look like that, and then the new animation somehow just makes them aesthetically look worse, which is very strange. You know, it just looks like the rest of, like, the new, like, Disney-ish stuff that's out right now.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really, like, look unique or anything. But I liked how when I was reading a thread on this, someone was just like, this is how you know that you're all grown up now, because Shrek 5 is not, you are not the audience for Shrek 5 anymore. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, like, dude, I'm not the audience for Minecraft, the Minecraft movie. It's gonna be fucking garbage.
Yep.
And I'm not the audience for it.
Nope. I've heard it compared to the Croods. Yeah, it kind of, like, the new animation style kind of looks like the Croods now, and I'm just like, okay, well, I mean, like, I enjoyed the Croods when I watched it, but...
Did you?
Yeah. It's just a goofy caveman kids movie.
Oh.
Yeah. But, like, it feels weird for Shrek to be, like, in there, considering, like, how strange that world is.
Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah.
It feels like
Steve.
updating the animation for that is like taking away from how unique the canon and logic of the world of Shrek is.
Anyway, that does it for the articles. We've done them all. How do you guys feel about doing all the articles?
Like, there wasn't a lot of articles, but there was a whole bunch of arguing, which I know you enjoyed.
And that's the most fun part of all, is arguing with everyone. I enjoy it. Don't you guys enjoy it too? Don't you? Okay, chat. What's up? Want to argue some more for the next 3 hours? Fight, 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 fight.
Bloodthirsty.
I like the chat part better than the articles.
Yeah, everyone seems to be split about 50-50.
Oh, by the way, we are not actually stopping the stream, by the way.
Yeah, we're gonna take like a 5-minute break and then you can...
Dev, check the DMs. I'm Manuel on FB. Okay, I'll check it out later, man. But thank you. I appreciate it. I do appreciate you sending me the information. I'll check it out.
Thank you.
Wait, January 6th was based in good. You know what? I respect the people who say, yes, we tried to overthrow the government. We failed. I respect that position more than I respect the cucks who are just like, oh, it didn't happen, dude. Oh, my God. Oh, no, I can't. Oh, it's all glowing. It's like, shut up. You fucking little losers.
No, we're not talking about Trump. No. Ukraine was enough. No.
We got Shrek 5 just in time for an American dictatorship. I think Trump actually does want to be a dictator. He's just not capable of it at the moment.
What did I just say?
I don't care.
Then I'm leaving.
Hold on.
No,
Stop.
I'm leaving. Goodbye, guys. This was a fun sip. I'll see you in 5 minutes.
Imagine staging an insurrection without guns. Like, for real? Yeah, it's called with a pen. And they tried it. Hope Canada eats crap for helping China curb our tariffs by taking in more manufacturing based. Fuck you. Naomi, wait, where are you going? Are you going to get changed? Yes. $10 from Adnan Friended. Thank you. I strongly disagree. Shrek 5 characters look better than the original. Just me, because I love art, technology, and stuff. Teaser shows it going to make fun of Gen Z and TikTok. I say that's a good thing. Based. Make the state as small as possible so the executive is all that's left. That's not quite what's happening, but... Okay, Honkler, make your next message a good one. I'm going to watch and make sure it's good. Anyway, guys, I think the plan is we're going to take a short break, maximum 15 minutes, and then we're going to play some video games. Video games. So make sure you stick around and play the video games with us. Sound good? Orc massage. No. Oh, dude, I just noticed Abraxas. Your avatar is Great Teacher Onizuka. Based. I think we're gonna play. You're gonna continue with Final Fantasy. I'm just starting it up right now. Hold on. Did Honker ever come back with something? Yeah, GTO was a great anime. Yeah, man. I loved it. Honkler, where are you? What the fuck? Excuse me? This isn't working. How come my lights are broken? Sorry, guys. What happened? Yes, GTO was my first appearance. Fun fact, the first 2 SFO anime reviews, I wasn't even involved in them. I became involved with the channel on the 3rd episode. And then I took the channel over. Okay. Anyway. Thanks for being here, guys. We'll take a 15-minute break. We'll play some video games. Stick around, please, and come say hello in the video game show. In fact, actually, man, once things finally settle down and I can, have a once the next move is fucking done, I'll probably stream more often. Like I wouldn't mind doing I wouldn't mind doing a daily sip, That'd be fun. Where we do a few hours of jibber jabbing and a few hours of games every day. That could be fun. Would you guys want to see the daily sip? Case in point, you don't need guns to do a coup. Dev overthrew Dave. Based. Okay. Taking a short break. Otherwise, thank you for being here for the weekly sip, and I'll see you guys next time. Or in 15 minutes if you're sticking around. Goodbye.